questions and take complaints. I'm not sure. Major Marc Mager said he might be in and out today from his remote studio, so he can just chime in if he's there. I have in the house today Shane Terry with me from Apple Air. That's air with an E, appleair.com, and they do heating and air. And we also have a lot to talk to you about and things to follow up with. We've had a lot of interesting topics over the last few days that bear some important lessons that we want to go over. So welcome. 303-713-TALK is the iHeart number. And then the 24/7 number is 303 627-8466. Vestera Turnkey, by the way, brought to you by Vestera Turnkey. These are the people that make you landlords in great markets. And I want to explain something to you. It's a buy and hold strategy. It's not for making money on rent, basically positive cash flow. It doesn't lose money, but it's basically to hold properties and resell them for profit. Depending on the market, you can make, some people have made up to 40% profit, some people 20, 25%. But the bottom line is they find the market, they help you acquire the house, they help you sell the house, and in between manage the house with their affiliations. And that's mybiggestreturn.com, mybiggestreturn.com. So what is on your mind today? That's what I ask. And really, there are a few things we need to recap. There is a place, Saul's Auto Tech. I did more and more research, just a lot of complaints, and people are disappointed with Saul's Auto Tech. And there seems to be a recent rash of complaints, and I want to warn people about that. So we had a complaint yesterday, and they don't seem to respond to it. And I just want to be clear that it's not isolated. This one guy, we haven't even heard yet. Again, we're still trying to hear from them. He brought his 1955 Caddy in to be repaired in May of 24. He wanted some body work and some other items. They towed it to the shop, and Frank told them his budget was around 30 grand. God, that's a lot of money. Anyway, he paid $25,000 so far and has no idea, Zippo idea, of where his car is. This, by the way, is not unusual with auto repair, and this is something I have to bring up. It's not car day, tomorrow's car day, but still got to bring it up. When you take your car in for repairs, there are a lot of things that people do wrong. The very first thing is they don't put things in writing. That right there is the biggest problem. They don't put things in writing. Everything is verbal. They tell them this, the shop says this, they say that. And when I say put things in writing, the work order needs to have specific jobs, what they're going to do, and what each job's going to cost. Because under the Auto Repair Act, when you get that, which you're entitled to, they can't go over that without getting your specific permission for each item. So get things in writing. The next thing is letting things go on too long. When it's clear a shop is not really doing much, you have to take action early on. One of the most common problems we have with bad auto shops, here I'm going to give you an overall pattern. They take in a car, they lag or delay in doing repairs. Consumers get anxious. The garage says, well, let's just call it quits. And if you want your car back, or the consumer says, let's just call it quits. And if you want your car back, you have to pay to get it back, because they say, well, we started work, blah, blah, blah. And they end up paying for nothing. We have had this happen time and time again. So please, with auto repair, make sure you get everything in writing. Times and dates and when it's promised, and even what problems you're trying to solve. If they're going to replace a fuel pump, put down the reason. Fuel pump to be replaced to fix stalling problem in hot weather or whatever. I'm just making stuff up now. Did you have something to say, D, on that?
No,
I see you perched at the mic.
You know, something else that struck me when you brought up the Saul's Auto Repair call from yesterday, that man who doesn't know where his Cadillac is after 2 years, he also prepaid. Didn't he
That's
say
what I mean, 30 grand.
25,000?
No, 25 grand, right?
Why do you have to prepay for
you should.
repairs and auto painting? That it's totally
That's
baffles
right.
me.
You know, money listen, across all businesses, money up front is the number one red flag. Money up front. Now, some businesses will say, well, we can't afford to be in business if we don't finance this or finance that. And I say, maybe you shouldn't be in business. If you can't afford to have a supplier supply you materials or equipment, if you can't afford to buy stuff, if you can't afford to be in business without money up front, maybe you should not be in business, because consumers are put on risk when that happens. And it's something I've never, ever liked. It just sucks. So I am telling you, money up front is the number one danger sign. Now, Shane Terry is with me from AppleAir.com, heating and air. Great people. I've known his dad, God, do you know, I say how long? I don't know. Since, probably from the beginning, 1988, for sure. Because I went on the air here, Shane, in 80. I've known your dad for years. And he's still plugging along, man. And then you guys grew up in the business, literally grew up in the business. And so I guess I don't know. What is right now going on? I hear some of the incentives might be going away. Does that mean we have to get in under the wire? Have they already gone away? And for those listening, Excel Energy gives incentives for energy efficient products.
Yeah. So the bonus rebate through Excel is going away.
What is a bonus rebate?
The bonus rebate it's $22.50 per heating ton.
$22?
2,250.
Okay.
Per
so
heating ton.
That means what? What does that mean? You get that in a rebate?
You get that in
for installing it.
Check. Correct.
That's a lot of
system.
That is a lot of money.
It is. So they're going to take that down October 1st to 1,500.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So it's almost too late to get in under the wire, is it, or not?
It's not. We still have some openings. We can get some of this rolling for some folks. And
okay. Yeah. So to explain it, you take the price of and then whatever tonnage it is, you multiply it by 2250.
That's right.
And then they get that rebate for doing it.
Yep, they get that.
And back. That's for high efficiency heat pumps only, or for furnaces too?
High efficiency heat pumps.
Okay.
Yep. And that can be paired with a furnace or an air handler.
Yeah. And really, if you get one of these high efficiency heat pumps, will it save you money, or are they more expensive to operate?
Depending on your setup. With solar, they will save you money.
But what about with just normal power? They won't save you a lot of money?
They're not going to in a lot of cases. Because
then why do people do it? For the environment?
For the environment, yep.
Okay.
And better comfort as well, because you're going to get longer run times out of it.
And then if you pair it with a furnace, can you get some economic use out of it?
You sure can, yep.
And then that has air built in.
It does, yep.
Now, these units aren't cheap, but you're getting big. Now, that's bonus rebates. Is there anything on top of that? You get the 2,250 per ton. What else?
There's some tax credits out there as well.
Federal or state? Okay,
put me on the spot.
That's okay. Tax credits.
Yep.
Okay.
Tax credits available.
And again, people with solar systems, these really help. But again, solar is another thing where the government took away incentives. Solar has been a terrible industry for years. I'm not saying everybody in it is terrible, but it's a terrible industry. First of all, people shouldn't even, in my opinion, buy solar unless they're going to stay in the house. Okay. Then once you decide to buy solar, the main problem with solar has been people servicing it. You had all kinds of people that want to install it, but there's no one to fix something.
That's right.
And there are good manufacturers that stand behind their pieces, their parts, their components. But then you still have to have technicians to install. And I've often thought, man, that would be a great business for someone to get into. Maintain and repair solar systems. I remember with the small dish TVs, whether it's dish or direct, it was very difficult to get people to service them. Everyone wants to install them, but when it came to servicing them, you couldn't get people to service them. And the service industry is very important and it sadly lacks in satellite. If anybody even bothers with satellite anymore, I don't even know. And it sadly lacks in the solar business. Now, in the HVAC business, of course, the service business is everything because you can't live on installations alone. Although, Shane, I will tell you this. One problem we're going to have from this time forward, people are going to be told they need new systems when they don't.
Yes.
Now, this I want to talk about because it's not always dishonest. Sometimes it's just maybe you should. And I know you guys may recommend, ma'am, maybe I would go and replace this, even though it's running and it might run for a little while. We have to figure out, when do you actually replace it? I was thinking about that for myself. When I moved into this house, it was 12 years old. A few years later, my furnace was acting up. I have 2 furnaces. And I was told it needed replacement. I said, it can't need replaced in 15 years or 18 years. But I guess it could, huh? It could.
Absolutely.
So I got a second opinion. Now, I know all you guys, and I trust my people, my sponsors, but I still got a second opinion without telling you what the first one said. They said the same thing because it's not a component where you can they say, look, you have whatever it was, maybe it's 18 years, whatever. You have yellowing flames, you have, something's wrong. You can't just change out burners or components. And on an older system, it may not pay to do that. So I want to talk about service or replace. And if anybody has any questions, I want you to call me on it. Plus, we have more coming up on everything. I have Deputy D with me. I have Deputy Doc with me, I think, here. And then I think Major Marc Mager may be coming in and out throughout the day. So Frank Duran, the real estate man, and John Fuller and all of my great sponsors you're going to hear from today. John Fuller is going to have a special segment on later on. One Clear Choice Garage Doors, by the way, for all of your garage door needs. I love talking about garage door people because a lot of these local companies have been sucked up by big, giant private equity firms. They're not what you think. One Clear Choice is 24/7 service. I know the owner who started it, and now he's merged with a big company. They're nationwide, but they're great. They are great people for your garage door. They're factory authorized for most doors. Any part of the door, any part of the opener, you can trust them. So remember that name for your garage door needs. OneClearChoiceDoors.com, 720-370-3987.
Awesome.
Want more than just awareness for your business? An iHeartMedia partnership.
I want to get John Fuller on anytime you can work him in. He has a topic for us today. I let him do a segment once
to grow awareness, engagement, and leads. Get started.
That's nice of you. Here you go.
.com.
All right. John Fuller is my personal injury expert on the show. He should be your personal injury expert as well. He's an auto injury expert. He's an attorney. Now, here's the problem. If you don't consult an attorney, you can lose a lot of your rights. You can go past a lot of deadlines. I am urging you to call John immediately, first sign of trouble, not to hire him, just to ask questions with no obligation. He wants to help. He really does. If you decide it's a good fit, he works on a percentage fee basis. He can get started on your case with the very first phone call. He can get you back to where you were before the accident, or even better, he needs to reimburse you for what you have lost. He works diligently, as I said, from the first phone call, 303-597-4500, 597-4500. Somebody I've been representing for 30 years or more right now, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Frank can help in any market. Anybody can help in a good market? No, not necessarily. He sells for more money and higher than the market, and he has stats to prove it. Plus, he does outbound marketing. Beware of these people who just want to list your house for a high price, then you have to keep coming down in price and it stays on the market. Frank knows how to price that house to get multiple offers. He knows how to do outbound marketing. He even stages and sometimes does deep cleanings of the house when needed. He does what it takes, and he doesn't hold you to a long-term contract. If you change your mind, he doesn't penalize you. He wants to earn your trust every day. Frank Durant, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
Awesome.
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum.
Tom, it's been a big topic lately, service versus replace. It's been a big thing lately.
Yeah, it's been what?
It's been a big thing lately, the service versus replace.
Let's talk about that. Yeah. I mean, really.
In a recent survey of 123,000 wireless customers, PureTalk was the only wireless company to receive 5 stars in every category: coverage, support, value, and data. What else do you need to know? Switch to PureTalk today and get any plan, including their top shelf unlimited data plan, for just $15 a month for your first 3 months. No contract, no commitment. Dial pound 250, say micro, and let PureTalk's U.S. customer service team help you make the switch.
Ice Cube's Big 3 season has come down to this. The Big 3 Championship is coming to Charlotte. Who will be crowned the Big 3 Season 9 champion? Plus the Big 3 All-Star Game, the biggest names in the game, all on one court, one more time. 2 games of the most physical, competitive, and non-stop 3-on-3 action. The game played the way you love. Watch live Saturday on CBS at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, and catch replays Monday on BET. Summer storms can spell disaster for your roof.
Hey, is this Andy? Hey, Andy, this is Adam with the Troubleshooter Show. I saw you left us a voice message. Yeah, how you?
Plus, no interest and no payments till 2027. Call Home Genius Exteriors at 866-451-5422 to schedule your free roof fanatic inspection. That's 866-451-5422. Home Genius Exteriors, the genius choice in roofing. See website for details. You've worked hard, saved well, and now you're retiring but don't know where to start. You're not alone, and Blue Heron Capital can help. Call 720-405-4040 or text the word VISIT to 720-405-4040.
We've got a hot one for your Thursday temperatures today, right back up into the mid-90s. I've got 93 degrees, mostly sunny skies, and then Friday at 97 for a scorcher. I'm Fox 31, picked up by the team meteorologist Kylie Burr.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds. Guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
Hey, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And let's talk about replacement and all of that. I want to talk about replacement versus buying a new one. It's probably different in every single case. So how do you decide when you're looking at a unit whether to repair or replace? Is there a number of years you can put on it? Like furnaces now, if you had one installed today, how long is it good for? If it's installed properly and it's a good name, like there's a number of good names out there. You guys use Daikin. There's also Train. There's also Carrier. I mean, there's a bunch of good brands. How long can you expect to get out of a furnace? Hold on. There you go, sir.
Okay. Properly installed, properly maintained, you can get good life is going to be 20 years out of that system.
For sure, right? Even 25, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Let me go to Andy and then we'll come back. So that's if you install today, but the ones that were installed about 15 or 20 years ago, or 15, the older ones, what can you expect?
Yeah.
The 80 or 90% efficient, like 15 years?
12, 15 years. Yeah.
Really? Okay. So that's a good barometer to start with. Andy, what's going on with you? I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. What's happening, Andy?
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
So I had a 2005 pickup, a Dodge Ram, that the transmission went out of. I looked up shops on the internet and came across Accurate Automotive in North Glen. Spoke with them about doing a repair for me. They agreed to tow the vehicle to their shop and do a diagnostic, whatever. So they did. I said, go ahead and do that. They did that, but nothing came
And
up on their
it's
computer.
called Accurate what out of Thornton?
Accurate Automotive.
Automotive, okay. And nothing, no codes came up or what? What are you saying?
Correct. That's what they said. No codes came up as
Okay.
far as the transmission issue.
All right.
So they said what they proposed to do was a transmission service where they would flush all the fluid, whatever. They also wanted to drop the pan to look and see if there was any metal shavings. or
Now,
whatnot
when you
that
say
would
the
indicate-
transmission went out, what do you mean? What happened?
So I was driving down the road and I came up to a hill, and when I pushed on the gas, it just sort of whined and revved up. But there was
Okay.
no-
Sounds like a clutch to me. Okay. So you took it to Accurate Automotive in Thornton. They did a diagnostic and said nothing glaring stood out. So they did a service. Then what?
Right. So they proposed charging $600, $650,
What?
something like that, say, for this service of the transmission, right? But the next day they started at 7:30. By 7:30, I got a call from the lady in the office, and she said that he had dropped the pan, they had found metal shavings, and that the transmission was shot. They said to get a used transmission, it would be $3,000. To get a new transmission would be $7,000. I told them, no, I don't want to do any of that. I'll just take it to a scrapyard, whatever. So the next day I came with a tow truck from a scrapyard that was going to purchase the car for $700. I went up to the front desk, told them I was here to pick up my vehicle, and my bill was $900 and something.
Well, they can't do
for-
that. When you took it in and they gave you that $600, was it in writing?
No, it was over the phone that I agreed to do work, and I was told that if they stopped work, the charges would stop then, but obviously they didn't stop charging. They charged me like they completed the whole service, which they didn't do. They did less than a half an hour. If they started at 7, she called me at 7:30.
It doesn't matter how much time. That
transmission.
estimate should be all inclusive. Especially the Auto Repair Act says when the estimate is for a transmission specifically, it should include tear down, diagnostic, and reassembly if needed. If you decline the work, isn't that how you recall it? And so here's the bottom line, man. How do they justify the extra $300? Because they were allowed to go up only 10%, I think.
They're saying that I'm assuming that they're saying that $300 is the tow, but the tow was less than 5 miles.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh.
The tow is totally separate.
And the tow truck service is expensive nowadays, Tom. I'm not surprised to hear $300 for 5 miles.
You know, I hate to tell you this, brother, but it could be the tow. You didn't tell me it was towed in.
I had it towed in, but here, still, they didn't do the. So they didn't do the service. All
They
did
no.
was
Oh.
drop the
I
pan.
see what you're saying. They didn't do the service. They tore it down. Yeah, but the $600.
Tom, the way I understand it, the $600 included two things. One is a
Carry out.
diagnostic service,
And
and the other one is
diagnostic.
actually a fluid exchange service.
Yeah.
And it sounds to me like he needs to pay for the diagnostic service, of course, but not the fluid exchange if he told them at the last minute not to do the fluid exchange. Does that sound like
Yeah.
a good understanding?
How far they went? How far did they go with that $600 service?
Right. And I was told when they quoted me or when they asked for my approval to do this work, that if they found that it was shot, like the transmission, they found metal shavings, they would stop the
Okay,
work.
so when you call
you're
them,
not
this
using
listen,
the parts.
we're splitting hairs here, and we're talking pennies. We're talking maybe $100 or $200. That's all we're talking about, because the tow truck's going to be $300. But man, that's $600. Did you simply ask Accurate Automotive on the $600? How much of it did they actually do? Are they even reassembling it?
So the guy became, when I told him he was crazy for charging me a $900 bill, we kind of got into an argument. I walked out to go to the tow truck. He was telling me to sign the title over to him, chasing me off of his property. And I was like, look, I'm not going to pay $900 to find out my transmission was shot. Like, that's just absurd.
Well, you're going to owe
And
some.
so-
Hey, but Andy,
Right. No,
you're going to
I
at
agree.
least
I
owe,
like-
I bet you're going to at least owe $7.
2/3 of it. Look,
At
I
least-
I think Andy is misstating what actually happened. He did not pay $900 to find out that his transmission was shot. He paid $300 to have the car towed in.
Right.
He should have paid another portion of that $650.
That's right.
For the diagnostic service.
Exactly.
So if he's due any kind of a discount, it's for the fluid service.
That's right.
Then
It's for the for the rest of the service they did not do.
and I think Andy got off on the wrong foot with a shop owner by calling him crazy.
Yeah,
What?
Andy, what did you end up doing? Is your truck still there?
Yeah, they're holding the truck.
Well, let me tell you
and-
another bad news. You want to know some other bad news, which is legal? They're going to start charging you storage, and you should just walk away, sign over the title, or pay the bill. Andy, we're talking at most, maybe $200
At most.
at most.
But Andy, if you were going to sell the car for $700, just let them have it, and then you're at least you're ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and that was, I just didn't know. To me, it sounded ridiculous that the 900 to find out. Like, you only did a half an hour of labor on that truck with the.
Oh, it wasn't a half hour. It was more than a half hour if they tore it down.
And don't forget the tow. I mean,
I know he
Yeah,
keeps
I mean,
forgetting.
that's-
He keeps forgetting the toe. That's right.
truck fee.
That's right.
The tow.
Bro, listen, I do feel for you, honest to goodness, but I'm going to give you, just as a friend, man, you're arguing over $100 or $200. I'd sign the truck over to him. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, Shane, somebody asked here real quick, and I want you to answer it after the break. They're coming up on 15-year-old system. How much would you invest or not invest in a 15-year-old system if there was a dollar amount? Because you know what it will take to replace it, and you know what it will. They have an old 80%er, 15 years. What do you think is worth investing to get it up and running? They have a blower motor out and all of that. We'll talk about that and more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Very nice. You're done for what, 6 minutes.
Thank you.
Go make everybody some
I'm gonna
coffee,
go get
Tom.
some
Yeah.
hydration here, brother. Okay. Anybody want anything?
No, thank you.
I'm okay, Tom. Thank you.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com.
Hey, what's up?
Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and send
Yes.
it big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
Okay, I'll write that down to make sure I know. Okay, that's funny. Will do. Yeah, of course.
Men, when addressing the problem of erectile dysfunction, you want the right treatment for your specific medical situation because every case is different, and finding the right treatment can mean the difference between just an okay experience and an amazing one. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and at our practices, we offer the full range of ED treatment protocols. We can even combine therapies to help make those intimate moments special, both for you and your partner. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're the leader in treating ED in the area. Our medical providers specialize in men's sexual health and understand that no two cases are alike, which means you'll get the right treatment for you based on sound medical evaluation and appropriate applications of medical therapies. Plus, we offer treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most men, you'll get your sex life back. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
3 people, 3 different kinds of joint pain, 1 decision to do something about it. The solution? Not surgery. It was QC Kinetics Regenerative Treatments.
I wanted to use my own body to hopefully regenerate and get rid of that pain. So it's been 3 months and my back is significantly better.
The pain in my knees was pretty severe, so I came here, and even after the first treatment, I noticed an incredible difference. If you have pain in any part of your body, this is the place to go.
I couldn't go to the gym anymore. I couldn't play with my grandkids, so that's why I made the decision to come here to QC Kinetics, and it was the best decision that I ever made for my own health. This works. Don't do
I
surgery.
somehow lost my pen. I don't know how. I was just using it.
Transform through QC Kinetics
Have you checked
non-surgical treatments. Your story could be next. Call for your free consultation today. Call QC Kinetics 303
Glad I was looking away.
8986.
Oh, didn't check.
303-900-8986.
You ever see Deadpool, the second Deadpool?
A while ago.
Little fat kid who can start fires.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that character? Remember how he hides a pen getting into jail, into prison?
No.
I hid a pen in me. Deadpool's like, oh my god, no, not the. I can't remember what he calls it. Prison wallet. No.
Thanks, Axe.
Yeah, man. I don't mean to answer for him, but you know how that goes, Tom.
What's that?
Answering for other people. Sometimes they're not quick enough. Come
I want to
on.
know where my pen went.
He's free. Very odd. He just had a pen in his hand. He was clicking the last hour. Now you can't find it.
I didn't leave the room, so it should
Nope.
just be right here.
That's brutal. There's a tear in the multiverse. That's where your pen went.
Yeah, it had to have just fallen, no clip through.
Mm-hmm. Little pen fairy took it.
Dude, just literally. I've checked under the desk. I've checked my pockets. I don't see my hat. It's been since my hat.
It is?
It was right here.
Wow. Have you ever?
Never.
That's wild. That is. I can't believe I witnessed that. Hello. Hello.
Well, I also want to work in Dan McKenzie when you get a chance on who can open the probate when somebody dies without a will and you have siblings and you have all kinds of people. Anyway, Axe.
Gotcha.
Okay. Anytime he can make it.
Please go stand in front of a light rail. drop dead, you twat. You probably give Toothy blowjobs.
Oh, that one got it.
Him. That got him.
That got it. Nice.
She knows. She knows.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. This hour brought to you also by DenverRegen.com for stem cell therapy. They also do testosterone and other things, but Denver Regen for stem cell therapy should not be underestimated. Genuine stem cell therapy extracted on the site from you if you want, or regenerative fluids, and it works. It worked for me, and I swear by them. DenverRegen.com. Of course, it depends on your case. And speaking of cases, so you got a 15-year-old furnace and the blower motor's out. I don't know what that costs in the industry, but if you're looking at 15 years, will you get more time out of it? It's almost at the end of life. How do you evaluate, Shane? How do you evaluate when you go to talk to people, replacement versus repair? I don't think there's one magic formula for everyone, is there?
There's not, and it's going to come down to the efficiency of the furnace, the condition of.
So if it's an old 80%er, it's 15 years old.
Yep. Yeah, we can do a test on the system, make sure it's still operating within manufacturer specs. If it still is, and it just comes down to the motor, we can certainly just do the motor.
And how much? So okay. So is there a percentage you can give, like a percentage of replacement or a percentage of what it's worth or what can happen? I mean, eventually you lose money on throwing money at a bad system and then in a few years having to replace it. Because no matter what, I'll bet you that person will have to replace within 4 years.
Absolutely. Yeah, repairing a furnace that's 15 years old,
it depends on the repair and how much.
It does. It depends on the repair. So if we're getting into that $1,500, $2,000 mark for the repair,
that's where you got to start looking at it.
That's right.
And also, when it comes to replacing, is it true that some houses you shouldn't even bother putting in a 90%er? Or is that all you can buy nowadays? Can you even buy an old 80%er?
You can't buy an old 80%er.
Can you buy an 80%er?
The new one is going to be the ultra low NOx, 80% efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's some caveats that come with that. There's several upgrades. There's the right application, the wrong application for the ultra low.
But if the house is an older house, should you bother with a higher efficiency?
I think so. Yeah,
you still get better efficiency even on an older house that's maybe not insulated as well.
You do. Yeah. So you got to figure if you're losing a lot of heat, combat that the best you can with a high efficient system.
And then you guys used to do blower door tests. I don't know if you still do.
We don't anymore, no.
But where did you find most loss of energy in a home when you did them?
Attics.
Okay.
Yep, through the attics.
So what, through light fixtures and things like that?
Yep, any ceiling penetrations. Yep.
So insulating an attic pays off?
It sure does. Weather sealing, insulating, it really pays off.
Okay. Yep. And then next, what would it be?
The heat evacuation out of the attic.
Yeah. Okay.
That would be your next step. And then a crawl space and then walls, exterior walls. Windows.
Are windows a big factor?
They are a huge factor. Yes.
And so attics, people, crawl spaces, you want your floors insulated. You want your walls, of course, insulated properly. And then you want your windows because the attic and the wall insulation, that doesn't have to be that expensive. Do you get rebates from Excel for those? Do you know? You used to be able to.
I haven't looked into it for some time. I believe there is some tax credits available.
Okay.
And the tax credits I want to correct myself there on earlier, there is tax credits that is state, not federal.
Okay. And now when you go to Excel to find out about rebates, do they have a list of contractors approved?
They do.
If you used an unapproved contractor, what would happen? Would you not get the rebate?
You would not get the rebate.
Okay, that's important, people. You have to go to Excel and make sure or ask them if they're on the Excel website And then what you're going to have to do is figure out figure out if they're on it or not. I mean, I imagine some would tell you that. Maybe they're lying to you. Our number at iHeart is 303-713-TALK. That's 713-TALK, 713-8255, or 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. So as part of our quest to keep you informed, one of the calls that we got that really, really struck a nerve with some of my texters had to do with loans. And there's something you have to watch out for, we discovered. And I went on a search and found that this is a way big problem when you search for online loans. I'll talk about that coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, waterpros.net, the best water system, the best system at the best price anywhere. American-made products, the best prices. Paul the Waterman, I'm telling you, he is passionate about supplying great water to your home. You can do a whole house system, $3,600 for softening and drinking water, or just drinking water at the kitchen sink starting at $1,100, reverse osmosis, waterpros.net.
Yep.
Now, impact traffic.
Yeah, the drive here in the city looks pretty good. 270 is running heavy, though, west, coming off I-70 up through Vasquez, and I-70 west approaching Colorado over to Brighton, as well as I-25 coming south into downtown. A little sluggish there. We're not seeing any real big delays. Parker and Dartmouth on one crash, and out of Boulder, still dealing with a situation where a grass fire started and may have knocked the power out in the area of Pearl and 119. This is the Boulder Canyon area. They do have restrictions and delays. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
Hey, if you want someone to examine your roof, you want the roofing authority, excelroofing.com. That's Excel as in excellent, E-X-C-E-L, excelroofing.com. Listen, man, they have blogs out the nose. If you go on their website or search the internet about how to select the right roofer, the right roofing, how to get out of bad contracts, what to avoid. Most roofers want money up front. They want to trick you into signing something to examine your roof. Excel will examine your roof. They do repairs as well, and they don't require you to sign anything for them to inspect your roof. And they will help you with your insurance claim as well. They'll do a complete and detailed contract when the time comes. And they don't expect a dime, not a penny, not a cent until you're content. You can even find out the price of a roof on their website, excelroofing.com. That's where you go to get all of your information, 303-761-6400. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. This is another guy that doesn't make you sign a long-term contract. Do you see the theme here with my great sponsors? They know they have to earn your trust every day. Frank Duran will list your home and sell it for more money faster than anyone, and he has stats to prove it. He can also, of course, price it to get multiple offers. That's his hallmark. He's a certified negotiation expert. You will love having him on your side. He sells most of everything he lists on his own. He doesn't wait for someone else to sell it. So Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
Thank you. Where it gives you, it like starts with the 101th.
One?
Yeah, well, listen to me while I'm talking. You know what I'm saying. 101th gives you the 101st response to a Google search. So it starts with the 5th page. And so it gives you a bunch of stuff that regular Google wouldn't give you. So it's giving you a list of responses to stuff. But once again, I don't know how to work around something like that within a specific, especially social media app.
That I think I'm just screwed with Google. You can do -AI, and it just removes the.
Oh, okay. That's cool too, man.
That is nice.
because I heard the person on this video that was talking about this website that shoots back all these lower return results, anti-SEO, you know?
Oh, yeah.
That it, like if you're looking for a recipe, you're not going to get some corporation trying to sell you a thing. It's really some old lady putting a damn baked fish recipe out there. You're like, okay, no pop-ups, no, all right. But man, yeah, I don't know. I've stopped using Google for a list of results anyway. I'm asking a specific question about something. I don't hardly care about somebody else's website at this point.
That's true.
I know, but once again, you're talking about something completely different, which is within. You know what Instagram does to me that kills me? And talk about a first world problem. Who cares? I'll get a notification. Hey, so and so has a new thing on Instagram. I'm like, oh, I kind of give a rat's ass about so and so. Click. Does not go to that post.
Oh,
it goes to some other random.
That's annoying.
Feed deal. What do they call it on Instagram? What it's on TikTok? Your what the hell is TikTok? The for you. Yes. Get a for you response, and I'm like, no, that's not. Although I have happily gotten into a very dark area of Instagram Reels that is mostly armed robbers being shot in the progress of robbing a store.
You can actually see that?
Oh my God, it is glorious.
Instagram Reels is like great for stuff like that.
Yep.
That and Twitter.
And it's certainly other countries. It's 90% other countries. And you're like, oh my God, this is great. Guy goes flying.
Or it's like car accident videos. You ever get those?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I saw one that was American, a Mustang, go flying past somebody, and then it cuts right to the car in like 8 pieces on the side of the road.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, yeah. And workplace tragedies are another good one. Guy gets caught in a mixer or something. You're like, oh, jeez, earth. It's pretty gross out there, but
It's a little gross.
I shouldn't put it in my brain or have that weight on my soul. But you know what? It cheers me up. It makes me realize that things could be worse here at work. As crazy as Tom is to work with, it's not like getting caught in a cement mixer. Yeah. Love you, Tommy. Stand by.
Local games with you all season long.
Download the iHeartRadio app.
Search NFL and press play.
Hi, Tom Martino here. I'm with AppleAir.com. That's air with an E, AppleAir.com.
Hey, Tom.
We're talking heating and cooling, and we're also talking your problems, questions, complaints. Doc, what's happening?
Hey, I just to reiterate what you said about getting a detailed contract with the auto places.
Yeah, for sure.
You need to get that with everybody, even if it's someone as good as Excel Roofing.
Well, that's exactly right. You're right.
Or a contractor. Anybody you're paying money for a service, get a detailed description so that there's no argument at the end.
Now, here's the thing. When it comes to roofing specifically, a lot of people don't realize this. The state actually requires and mandates that certain things be put in a roofing contract. It also mandates that a 3-day right to cancel is put in there and that the roofer must cancel it upon request. It also has in there what happens if the insurance rejects it. It has a way for you to get out of the contract. And it says everything has to be detailed. So we've had some pockets of hail recently. The reason I'm bringing this up, you're going to have door knockers. And I'm going to tell you, in general, door knockers, in general, if you take the universe of door knockers, more ripoffs come from door knockers than anywhere else. So I'm not saying everyone knocking at your door is bad. Some good companies do it too. But you don't select it based on the knock on the door. And also, you should never have to sign anything. I'm going to say this again and again and again and again. You never have to sign anything to have a roofer look at your roof. and examine it and inspect it. If they want you to sign something, that's your first red flag. Second thing, you should never pay money up front, period. That's my opinion. Okay. The other thing you need to know is that every roofing contract must be detailed, specifying the work involved and the materials being used. That is according to state law. Very few contractors do that. Most roofers simply say, whatever, I can't believe they do it, whatever insurance approves. That's the worst contract you could ever sign, or whatever insurance pays, or something like that, where they don't fill in their details. You want a roofer to fill in every detail. Why? Because you want to know what you need. So when you do put in a claim, if the insurance company denies any part of it, you know what went wrong. And you know, wait a minute, I need to fight for this, or I need to fight for that. Without a complete and detailed contract, you'd never know that. In fact, with a contract that says they'll do whatever the insurance wants, that's not always in your best interest. So a roofer could say, yeah, we'll do it, because they just wanted to get the job, but it may not be good for you. So stick around for more on the Troubleshooter Show and call us 303 Martino, 303-627-8466, or just listen and get smarter.
Thank you. You got a good looking room down there, Tommy.
Yeah, thank you.
What do you normally put on the screen behind you? Because it's
yeah, that's my logo there. You can't see it; it's not that bright. But if I go to the one shot here, and it takes a couple minutes to the one shot.
Yeah, I thought it was moving usually.
Yeah, it is. It's like twinkling a little there.
Well, so do you.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It's not like maybe I should put something more bold in the background. Dimitri and I tried a lot in the background, and we decided that when it's too bright, it does something to the lighting on the face, and the camera reacts to the background.
That is cool. Yes. So what is the deal? By the way,
I hear the phone ringing.
Whatever country you're in.
I usually Quincy leaves me a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks.
Hey, this is Doc from the Martino Show.
Tell Doc he's on the
trying
air.
to help one of your customers,
please.
Frank Pongi. Figure out
Oh
where
God!
What's he saying? Does he know?
He's giving names, first and last names, and talking on the air. Please cut off his mic. God.
Can I cut off his
thank you.
oxygen instead?
Yeah, that would be good.
Do both just to make sure.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I always. It's a two-step.
Yeah, we
it's
do
a
the
double tap.
Shannon, we do the belt and suspenders approach around here.
Okay. Very nice. Wow. Well, you got the car for it. You have room in your trunk for Doc.
And a few others, if you know what I mean.
I love that. When I bought my 79 Lincoln Mark V, I got a good friend who's very Italian, and he goes, all right, let me see this thing. And I came over to his house, and he goes, hang on. And he opened the trunk and laid in the back, and I took a picture of him. He goes, okay, it works.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's at least room for one Italian. That car works, son.
I can't tell you how much I despise Rosie O'Donnell. I don't find her the least bit funny at all.
Not in a long time.
Or Oprah.
I mean, she was great in League of Their Own. That was fun.
Mm.
Natural resources such as water are ready to fight for our characters, our community, and we're ready to fight for public safety, frankly.
Impact traffic. Well, the drive here in the city looks pretty good. 270 is running heavy though, west coming off I-70 up through Vasquez and I-70 west approaching Colorado.
So it makes sense that that would have an effect on you as well. Are you hip to My Chemical Romance, Adam?
Yeah, they're going on. They're doing a tour, aren't they?
Yep, they'll be here. I guess it's next week. I thought it was tonight. Hell, I thought it was last week. And I have been a dick to people over there. Well, sort of a dick. No, the other side, trying to get tickets for my daughter. I'm like, you understand that my daughter's joy is the only thing that keeps you guys alive, right? Time to step it up with the damn. And so this week they sent me the tickets, so I thought the show was coming up. And I just asked the daughter, is it tonight or wait? She goes, oh my God, no, stop freaking me out. It's next week or something. It's like, hey, I have been a literal workplace hazard because of these tickets for about a year. It was announced a year ago. We've been through at least 3 employees who have been laid off in different rounds since this concert was announced, who I've been asking for tickets. So I ask somebody for tickets, they get fired. Ask someone else, even the GM. I asked the GM, she's gone. So it's like, been through a lot of people. I've said a lot of crazy shit. This better work out. So it's funny, the daughter goes, you're freaking me out. I go, well, I've been that way for a year. Yeah. By the way, this is my last completely open weekend until next year. Period. Maybe the 3 of us, comma, or 4, comma, could do something this weekend.
Yep, we'd love to give you a recommendation. Can I go first thing? Joel has them gone. I'll tell you what, Tom can give you that recommendation if you just hang tight. We're just about a couple minutes back from break.
Not even a couple minutes.
Not even a couple minutes, a couple seconds. Yeah, I saw when I put it in, no shit. I'm like, oh, shit.
Socialist. I listen because
For every day,
something new is happening.
news that impacts you.
I love talk shows.
And the reaction
Love politics.
on Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
That's why I listen.
And on the free iHeartRadio app.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino and Major Marc Mager.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino. How are you? Major Marc Mager's off today. We got deputies in the house, and we have Deputy Duck at the main studio. We got Deputy D here with me, and then I have Shane Terry, son of the owner and grew up in the business, one of the founders, AppleAir.com. That's air with an E. We'll be talking to him. John's on the phone right now, and you can call us at any time on any topic whatsoever. I didn't forget about the loans online we're going to talk about. Very important what we found out. In fact, it's shocking. And we'll talk about some and texts. And let me remind people, as much as we want phone calls, I must give out this text because we've become a texting society. So I have a text line that comes directly to my cell phone 24/7, by the way, seriously. So you can text me about the show or about Martino Capital, anything you want. 747-999 5280 747. I made that number because it's how you can remember a giant airplane. I love the 747. 999 is as close to perfection as you can get, right? Rather than 10. So it's, and then 5280 is the Mile High City. 747-999 5280. So let's talk, John. What's going on with you today? What's happening? John?
Yeah, just wondering if I know you keep advertising Fix It 24/7.
Yes.
Apple Air.
Yes.
Do they service up in Fort Collins?
I know. I think now Apple Air doesn't go up there, but I believe Fix It goes up north. I'm not positive, but I think they go up north. What do you have going on up there?
This air conditioner is. Want to have it serviced. Want to make sure it's operating fine.
You know what? I really believe Fix It does go up there. Give them a call. They can tell you in a heartbeat. And if not, I'll hustle somebody up there. I know there are people up there on a referral list. But here's the deal. How old is your furnace? Just curious.
Oh, I'm talking about the Air, but it's
Air.
It's a fairly new house. It's only 4 years old.
What's going on with it?
I have it serviced. Well, nothing really, but it did shut down one time last week, and it wouldn't turn back on. And I'm not sure exactly why, but it finally did come back on. But I wanted to double check it.
So when you say it shut down, was there no air coming out of the vents at all? Did the blower motor shut down? Did everything shut down?
We had air coming out, but it wasn't cool air.
And then all of a sudden it came back.
Yeah.
What do you think?
The air conditioner was not running outside. So,
Shane, what do you think about that?
Was your filter recently replaced?
Yeah, I change it quite regularly.
Okay.
Why? What could that do?
Well, there's a safety switch down on the indoor coil that'll detect condensate overflow. So if a drain is plugged up, dirty filter, it can all cause that to happen, and that safety switch will trigger and shut the outdoor unit down.
And then why would it come back on?
The air.
Slow draining of the drain.
But he said the air was still coming out, but it was warm.
Correct. So it'll shut the outdoor unit off, but it'll still run the indoor furnace blower. Yeah.
So it could be as simple as a safety switch.
Yeah, just a maintenance needed.
There's a switch in there that turns the air on and off, just like a light switch on the
no, he's talking about an automatic micro switch that when you put the door back on, the cover over where the filter is, it depresses that.
This is actually a condensate switch that's installed on the air conditioning coil inside, and it detects condensate.
So that actually detects condensation. It's not a micro switch.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
It is. It's a 24-volt switch, but it'll interrupt communication to the outdoor unit if the drain is slowly draining from the indoor unit.
You ought to check your drain.
That actually happened to me about 5 or 6 years ago. My indoor air conditioner shut down, and the blower was still running, but it wasn't cold anymore. So the technician came out, and he showed me there's a drain pan that's under
the outside or inside?
Inside of the air conditioning unit itself.
Yep.
There's a drain pan with a copper line coming out of it, and he said
on the outside of the condo, though.
It's actually inside my condo. It's a heat pump, but it still has the coils, right?
Okay.
and there's a float in there. So when the float detects that the drain is no longer draining, and it shuts off.
But that-
so he took one of my wire coat hangers, straightened it out, and poked a hole through whatever was plugging up the drain.
But now instead of there wouldn't be a float in this guy's, right? This
Yeah, it is a little float. So
Oh, it is.
If it fills up with condensation, it triggers that float.
Wow.
Opens the circuitry out to the outdoor unit.
Check your drains, man, John, and then let me know about Fix It 24/7. I think they go up there. At least they go pretty far north, but I don't know. So Shane, how far does Apple? Where is Apple Air's service area mainly?
We go Longmont, Castle Rock. So that's
from Castle Rock to Longmont. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Loans online. So I did some research after that phone call, and it's amazing what's going on in this world right now. Basically, you can have Native Americans running businesses out of the reservation, and they can run them under their own laws, and they can loan to people, and in some cases, they charge 500% interest.
Oh yeah, like in this case that we got a call about a few days ago.
That's exactly right. And I thought this doesn't sound right, but the federal government and state governments will not do anything about it. So it's a tribal law, and they're all by themselves. So if you do business, and it's not just with loans, if you do business with tribal companies, they have their own set of laws, and you could end up very screwed, seriously. So this guy got into trouble when he went to 2 websites promising loans, 2 of them. He got 2 loans, one from each. One was $500 from a place called Dash Credit, and the other one was for $1,100 from River Valley. He discovered he was paying 500% interest, and they even have prepayment penalties and all of that. So this guy's screwed. And he researched it, and they said, we're under tribal law. There's nothing you can do about it. So,
which makes 0 sense. It would make sense that they're protected by tribal law if they operate solely on tribal.
I know it.
I know. The grounds of the tribe, right? But if they come into our country and operate here, and they get their customers here in Colorado, which is clearly outside of their nation, then aren't they subject to U.S. laws and Colorado laws?
According
to you, but it makes 0 sense why they should get such special treatment.
The government has given them autonomy when it comes to operating businesses. And of course, that's why they can have casinos. But as you say, they can't go off the reservation and have a casino.
So why can they go off the reservation and charge 500%?
Because I believe they're claiming the loans are originating at the tribal offices.
Huh.
So
that sounds weak.
So, and that's how they're, of course, doing the casinos, because they're on tribal land. So I'm not saying doing business with Native Americans is automatically going to rip you off. However, there are many Native Americans who know that they're outside of federal jurisdiction and state jurisdiction, and they are taking advantage of it. So it's very, very important that you know what you're doing. Now, if a contractor came off of tribal land and they're doing something in the state or in, whatever, yeah, they have to abide by those laws. As Dee said, most of that applies for businesses on tribal land if you go to a reservation and do business. So if there was a car dealer, let's say, on tribal land, I mean, they can do anything they want. They're not subject to any of the laws as we know it. But if they come off the reservation, they are. As far as these loans go, they're getting away with these loans at 500% because they're claiming, and they claim it right on the website when you go to apply, that you are applying to a tribal business and that they are not subject to. So some of them have disclaimers, but be careful that you watch out for that.
Yeah, this one actually did. I did read the website and their terms of service, and they didn't hide it. They didn't hide it. So.
No, I'm telling you, it's crazy. RenewHomeInnovations.com. These are Italian porcelain showers, no maintenance, beautiful, imported directly from Italy by Renew Home at the best prices. custom looks for each shower, and you can put it in the footprint to get rid of that shower tub or a custom footprint. And they do it in 2 or 3 days. You have a year to pay with no interest and no payments if you take one of their options. And you should just call them 303 904 2000, 904 2000, renewhomeinnovations.com.
Yep.
In Colorado.
Were you talking about Native American loan operations?
Yes, absolutely.
So honest to God Indian givers?
Oh, no.
All to buy the most commonly owned rifle in America. We think it's unconstitutional. We hate it.
Pardon me, Indian loaners.
We're here to help you navigate the process. And we teach the class. Triple J Armory, Littleton and Colorado Springs. 720-716-4590.
All right. Compass Insurance has been our go-to insurance expert for years. They do free insurance checkups, meaning if you have insurance, they're going to look at everything you have and give you an honest-to-God assessment to make sure you're not paying too much, to make sure you have enough coverage. But here's something else they have. They have this high deductible insurance. If you had to take a high deductible due to wind and hail damage, this special supplemental coverage, very inexpensive, it will cover you for your high deductible. So if you get a wind and hail storm, you get a check written to you to cover the deductible. It's a great coverage. And when you put that together with that high deductible policy, you can still save money. Call Compass Insurance for this and more. 303-996-9000. 303-996-9000. You know, I love talking about great companies with great heritage, great products, great selection. Man, you have it all with Gravina's. I'm telling you, they've been around 65 years, started by granddad, taken over by his son, and then his son. So Nick is in charge, the grandson of the founder. Gravina's on 950 West Evans. They have windows, siding, and doors, 50 lines of windows, multiple lines of siding and doors. So you have choice for energy efficient, beautiful products that you can trust the installers as well. Gravinas.com, 303 Gravina.
Awesome, thank you. It is funny how long I've known my daughter. And she's
her whole life, right?
Darn near most of it, yeah. I mean, there was a little time in the middle there where I left to sleep with somebody. Well, whatever. I abandoned her when she was 9, and I'm a jerk. But now it's a great relationship. But it's funny how she forgets who she's talking to sometimes. Mom and I are going to a Rockies game on Sunday, but it's too late to get you a ticket. And I said, "Are you kidding?"
That's funny.
Who are you? Who do you think that?
What's that? You want it cooler?
You can almost have you guys throw
Well,
out the first.
I'll make it cooler.
What are you talking about?
Oh, we can't get you a ticket.
I get colds easier than you, but I can do it. But it's okay. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it.
Just turn your fan on. It does feel musty. The fan on your furnace.
Yeah, I'm just gonna cool it. I'm just gonna cool it more.
I'm going up for coffee. Would you like anything?
Sure, I'll do some. You want me to come with you?
Cream.
Sure, I'll try some cream.
Medium or a lot of cream?
Medium.
Need a little more medium.
Okay. Thank you.
I don't know why though it would be musty.
I just think it's been so humid and there's no air movement down here.
Okay.
Have you changed your filters?
Not recently. I have to do that. I have the hard metal mesh kind.
Oh, gotcha.
Hey Siri, set a timer for 10 minutes.
What'd you call me?
Yeah, I gotta get to that.
Nice. I set it. I asked my phone to set a timer for 10 minutes.
Oh, that's. I asked my phone to do something like that one day, and it said I haven't been given permission for that. It was something about like setting. Oh, what layer of check boxes is it that I got to get down to? Oh my god.
Right.
No, it's also fairly easy to ask it to tell me which box to check, but I was like, you know what? You're useless then. I'm done with you for tonight. You can't set a damn alarm.
I will say though, I didn't have a Samsung when the voice assistant was good, so I don't know if it's better now. But I like the old Siri. The new Siri is not that good, but the old one is great.
Interesting.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com.
Kyle.
Overpriced blinds. Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big.
All right, gentlemen, here we go.
Custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
Hey, Tom Martino here. I have Apple Air in the house, and we're solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints. Somebody texted and said that they have icing on their evaporative coil. Where's that located? On the outside of the house?
No,
Go ahead.
the evaporator is located on the inside.
Why would there be icing?
Dirty filter, dirty blower.
So anything that slows down airflow?
That's right. Lack of airflow.
So
Lack of refrigerant.
Okay, lack of refrigerant, that's another thing. We don't use Freon anymore, but systems still have to be now and then monitored. And is it normal to have to fill up or to top off?
It is not. No, it is a sealed system. It should not be leaking.
So if you top it off, are you automatically thinking there's a problem?
Yes. Yeah, if you if it's been, so if we have a service record and we show everything's been fine up until a certain point, and then we have to add refrigerant, yes, that is indicating a leak.
Where is it usually? Is there usually a spot where a weak spot?
Yeah, there's multiple points, but there's hundreds of braze joints on the indoor evaporator.
Oh,
and
damn.
Outdoor unit. Refrigerant lines running from the two, between the two.
So when you have to do this, do you have to evacuate the whole system?
To do it properly, yes, and then you do a pressure test on the system.
And then you find the leaks and fix them, and then you have to re-energize the system.
If it's fixable, yes. If it's on an indoor evaporator, generally that's going to be evaporator replacement. But yes, we do.
And that's a major system, evaporator. So if you have to change the evaporator, I mean, does it make sense to change just the evaporator I guess on a newer one it would be, but what would cause an evaporator coil to go bad?
Lack of airflow, being plugged
so
up.
not being maintained properly?
That's right. Yep. Manufacturer defects, overcharged can cause that to happen as well.
Oh,
Yep.
So you can overcharge the system.
Oh, absolutely.
So anything at all that interferes with flow. So that's why filters are more than just, a good idea. I mean, they're critical for the function of the air conditioner.
Absolutely. 1-inch filters need to be replaced once a month.
Wow.
Yep.
So that's the answer to you. And I have some other questions. Again, you can call us if you have any, or you can text us as well, or you can call us at 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, SEER ratings when they're looking at AC. What are SEER ratings, and are they worth a damn? A SEER rating is like it's an efficiency rating, right?
It is. Yeah.
What does it take into consideration?
The simplest way to put it is the higher the SEER rating, the more efficient the system is going to be on the electrical draw on the system.
Is it mainly just electrical, or is it how good it cools?
Nope. So the tonnage is on how good it cools or how much it cools.
The tonnage.
The SEER rating is the electrical draw that it is pulling to cool the house.
And SEER is SEER.
Correct.
And that will tell you how much electricity you're going to use. Do the newer systems use less electricity?
They do. The SEER rating's not going to tell you how much electricity you're going to use, but it's going to put
It's
it
all
in.
relative.
Exactly.
So what does the SEER rating go? Is it 0 to 100, or do you know?
Nope, 13 all the way up to 25, 28 SEER.
And the higher, the better.
The higher, the better, absolutely.
And then the other part, the tonnage, is how well it's going to cool, but you can have over tonnage for a house too, right?
Oh, absolutely. You can oversize, you can undersize. So too many tons, too little tons, BTUs.
Now, so BTUs are in tons, right?
They are 12,000 BTUs per ton.
Okay, so 2 ton would be 24,000.
That's right.
And it's important to get the size right.
Yeah.
So, and does it have to be sized to the house and to the furnace?
It has to be sized to the house, the ductwork, the furnace. So we do a complete
Because the
load.
furnace does the air handling.
It does.
So a furnace, if you have like a summer like we've had with AC working overtime,
Mm-hmm.
does that AC basically, that air handler is working? So when it comes time to winter, I mean, that blower's been working for air.
Yep, absolutely.
So you do need a good furnace and good furnace components to run your AC.
You sure do.
And the more your AC has been running this season, the more you're going to maybe have a chance for problems in the winter.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, your furnace is running full duty year round. Your furnace blower, I should say.
Right, or the air handler,
The
as
air
we call it,
handling system, yep, is running full duty year round.
if you have air. And
Yep.
most people have air. And I don't even think anybody does swamp coolers anymore, do they?
It's rare, very rare.
Now, when does they're saying, how can they evaluate if they'd actually save money or the payback on a new system? Is that possible to do on paper at all?
It is. So we can come out and we can do a calculation based off of current Excel bills, and then
And your SEER rating maybe for
yep, the SEER rating, the temperature they use or they run the house. It all comes into an effect, but we can do a calculation on that.
and then that calculation could tell them you're approximately going to save this much if you go with this unit.
Yep, it sure can. And everything's going to change because rates continue to go up. So we can never give an exact number or a guarantee of that. But we can give a percentage. Your percentage is you're gonna save anywhere from 10 to 15% going with this system on your.
Someone else who is not in Excel territory wants to know if other power companies have similar rebates.
They do. They're not as great as Excel, but you can go onto your power company website and they will list what rebates they do have available if there are any.
Okay, so like if you have, I know IREA is still around, right? Or
Yep.
they might have changed their name. I don't know,
Yep.
but there are a lot of cooperatives, and if you go to the website, you can check. Many of them do have rebates. Now, are those rebates done by subtracting it from your bill, or do they write you a check?
So for Excel Energy, they do write you a rebate check, and they refund that within 6 to 12 weeks of the system being installed.
Okay, I'm Tom Martino. We're talking to AppleAir.com. That's air with an E. We have more to talk about, and I want to tell you an important part of your life should be estate planning. And I hope to get Dan McKenzie on the line on the show today, and he can tell you about it. But basically, if someone dies without a will, what do you do? Who opens probate? Do you have a will? You should all have a will. Even if the will says, look at the trust. Now, trust can be held and remain private. And so can LLCs. Yes, some people are using LLCs. So Dan McKenzie's the guy to call for your estate plan. He works with me and he's doing a great job. They put an attorney in charge of your case and they walk you through each and every aspect of your estate plan. That's McKenzie Law. And you can reach him at 833-CO-PLANS, 833-CO-PLANS.
Thank you.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver. Denver's talk station. An iHeartRadio station. Guaranteed human. Now, impact traffic.
Yeah, we're doing pretty well on the highways and byways out here. Not much to contend with. No accidents currently. The last one we had is Parker and Dartmouth. They should be wrapping that up. Down on Parker, south of Quincy, some construction work may hold you up just a little bit through the area. Volume's fairly light, although a couple of stretches where we're seeing some company out of Commerce City on 270, I-70 west from Colorado to Brighton, and southbound 25 from I-70 through Spear. Just a little sluggish at times. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
If you've thought about being a landlord, you want to do that as part of your investments. But you know, Denver and Colorado, the laws are terrible and the real estate is so expensive. There are markets in the country where being a landlord is promising. They have a great economy, good rents, stable economy, and high potential for equity growth. You should consult Festera Turnkey. They specialize in helping you become a landlord by acquiring properties in promising markets. You hold those for 3 or 4 years and you can make profits on equity. That's the whole idea. And what they do is babysit you through the entire process, including the management and renting out and all of the aspects of rentals. That's Festera Turnkey. Find them at this website, mybiggestreturn.com.
Thank you.
Let me ask you a question. Do sports teams have a game plan for the game? Why? Do these same teams ever have to make adjustments to their game plan? Why? Listen, you've heard sports announcers say many times they made some adjustments at halftime or something similar. Don't you think an injury claim is the same way? Insurance companies have their own game plan against you to beat you. You need your own legal game plan. At Bell & Pollock, we can give you your own legal game plan. We do give you a game plan, a strategy to win this war on your injury claim. We have years of experience doing this. Go to our website, championsofthepeople.com, or give us a call. We'll help you.
This is Mandy Connell for the law firm of Bell & Pollock. Get your free legal game plan. Call 303-795-5900 or visit championsofthepeople.com.
Colorado, you don't want to spend your summer painting, so do what your neighbor Ken did. He called Rhino Shield.
We bought the house 30 years ago in 1995. It's cedar lap siding. The stain that was put on the house, it only lasted about 7 years.
Rhino Shield's not paint, it's a ceramic coating formulated for our specific climate right here in Colorado, and it's A1 fire rated.
And then I saw a house that was done in Rhino Shield, and it looked absolutely gorgeous. And I started hearing about the fact that it's got a 25-year warranty on it that's transferable.
And if you act now, you'll get the 25-year guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 10% off the regular price.
Well, it costs more initially for Rhino Shield. Over the life of the product, it's a lot less.
To get the limited time offer of 10% off the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield, call 720-463-4333 or rhinoshieldco.com. rhinoshieldco.com.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
The Tree Farm's 50-cent tree sale, now through Labor Day. Buy the first tree at regular price and get a second tree for only 50 cents. Choose from thousands of shade trees, flowering trees, evergreen trees, and more. Buy one 10-foot tall single-stem aspen tree for $279.50 and mix or match a second tree for only 50 cents. That's 2 trees for $280. Now through Labor Day. Come see. You take I-25 to exit 235.
So it turns out the daughter and her mom are going to be in a suite on Sunday. I said, well, I can still. They said, well, we know you can get into the stadium, but what about getting into the suites? And I said, I'll sweet talk them. S-U-I-T-E.
Oh,
Sweet talk.
fun.
I've gotten past so much security in the last 30 years. Sir, you're not allowed to be back here. Yeah, I know.
Hey, John, how's it going? I'm just going to get you in that queue real quick. We're about minute 30 back, okay? Thank you.
Is that Fuller?
That is Mr. Fuller.
I should talk to him about a potential case. I've been rear-ended by life. I wonder.
Tell him I'm going to start with Chris and go to him right after that.
Sure. John, yeah, Shannon here. Tom's going to go to a call real quick and then come to you. So probably just about 25 minutes, okay?
25 minutes?
Oh, he's good. He's ready to hang on.
Not 25 minutes, for God's sakes. You just said 25 minutes. Anyway,
like a cat playing with a dead mouse, you know. All right, here you go. Stand by.
Excel in math and love it at brilliant.org.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. Chris, what's going on in your life? What's happening?
Hey, Tom. How you doing
Good,
today?
Chris. What's happening, man?
Hey, I'm the owner of a small electrical outfit here in Colorado, CX2 Electric, and one of my customers is refusing to pay, and I had to file a mechanics lien. I think I got that all straight, but he's completely refusing to pay me. I got all kinds of correspondence with him. It's the Lodge Cannabis, and I went into trying to do a payment program with them.
How much do they owe you?
So right now it's $4,877.70.
Why are they refusing to pay? Did they just ghost you?
It started out to where they were having some problems with paying bills. So I talked to Edmund, and I'm like, fine. I emailed him and tried to set up payment plans and stuff. And then he just started ghosting me, pretty much telling me, yeah, right. I'm not going to pay you. And he kept lying to me about, I'll pay you. And I'm like, fine.
How long has it been since you did the last bit of work?
It was back on December of last year.
Oh, bro, I think
filed
did you file before the 4 months was over? Did you file a lien?
Yes, from the last time I was on the job site talking to him, trying to take care of this. From that point on, yes, I hit the 4 month window for my mechanics lien.
And it was filed.
And it was filed. I got it right here in front of me.
You said from the last time you were on the job, so you actually did something prior. It wasn't just going there to talk to him about collecting. You actually went there to talk to him about it.
Yes, I had some materials left over that were a part of the job, so I went there to return the materials. Talk to him to try to set up this payment plan and stuff.
All right, listen. Now that you have a mechanics lien, you have to do something about it. You have to take it to an attorney and start the foreclosure process or the collection process.
Okay, so that is the next step. That's awesome.
That's really the only thing. Here. I mean, are they still in business?
Yeah, Tom, they're still in,
Yeah.
they're still in business. They have 3 locations. And Tom, over $4,000, the foreclosure is going to be really expensive and it's kind of uncertain. But our caller can pursue another route in parallel to foreclosure, which is he can take the guy to small claims court.
Yeah, he can.
Our caller sounds like an owner operator, so he's not going to be required. He's a single member LLC, I assume, so he's not going to be required to get an attorney. And it sounds like our caller has a huge amount of evidence to bring to court to support his case. He has paperwork, he has text messages in which his customer acknowledges the debt, in which his customer acknowledges that he's going to pay the debt, but ultimately didn't. So this really sounds like a slam dunk. Have you looked into, Chris, filing a small claims action?
With my business, I've been trying to get to this, but I'm a family-owned, veteran-run, one-man type of shop.
That's too bad,
my
man.
Company CX2 Electric.
Well, let me give you the good news. Small claims requires very little time, very little effort, and very little knowledge. Did all this work take place in Denver?
Yes.
Yeah, just
they're
show
one of
up
their
over.
locations down off
Listen,
Peoria.
if you get a
Peoria.
judgment, then you can do a lot of things with it. Do they have any assets? Do they own the building? What? Tell me about the business. Do they own anything?
I'm pretty sure he owns the building, but his other locations I'm not sure about.
Okay.
And, it's a dispensary, so they're
All right, listen, they probably have cash. Chris, what you need to do is what Dimitri said, look into small claims court or look into a collection attorney. I think Frank Ball, Ball, is a great collection attorney. Look into other collection attorneys. They add their fees on top of it and it becomes part of a judgment. So
if his original contract with a customer has a provision for attorney fees, if he doesn't, did you sign a contract with this customer, Chris?
No.
Okay. So
I went and I did the work, and then I sent him an invoice, and then I got all the correspondence, and I even on my QuickBooks, I got the history of how many times he's looked at it, like 30-some times, and he's definitely well aware of this.
Yeah, that's too bad, though. You may or may not be able to get attorney's fees. Some collection attorneys ask the courts for them. And if it's a legit bill, many courts are sympathetic to businesses trying to collect. So, Chris, try those things. A collection attorney, consult one of those. Try small claims court. And then, again, it's good that you have the lien on file. I want to go to John Fuller right now, my personal injury expert. And there's something really weird we want to talk about. We always talk about good things that will, enlighten you and help you. And this one is weird, okay? Because people get into an accident, let's say, and they're injured, and they go to a doctor or they go to a chiropractor or they go to somebody and they're getting care. But then it turns out they can't get cooperation or help from that provider. They make the wrong decision up front. There are some, you can't force a doctor to get involved. So that's why John Fuller says you need to contact him directly because he can give you references and help you from the beginning. Can you explain that, John?
Yeah. So, keeping in mind with the fact that we have the burden of proof, if you have a doctor who is unwilling to step into court or is unwilling to give an opinion as to what caused the injury, even though it may be just as obvious as the day is long, then you're going to have proof problems in your case, and it's going to translate to a lack of settlement dollars, which means you don't get your bills paid, you don't get adequate compensation for your injuries that you suffered in the accident. So it's a problem that we have in this state. I read a letter this morning from a provider that had the audacity to tell me as a licensed medical doctor that car crashes can cause problems with neck and back. I mean, is that not the dumbest thing for a doctor to state in a letter as if that's some sort of a professional opinion? It didn't say that my client suffered a neck or a back problem. And so, listen, the reality is you don't know this about your doctor when you just go to the doctor you've been seeing for 10 years or you go to the guy down the street. You need to have a professional on your side that knows these providers and can tell you up front whether they're going to be an advocate as you go through this personal injury process with insurance companies and everything else. That's what I've been doing for 25 years. It really does make a difference if you get the right person on your side immediately after an accident. Don't wait 2 or 3 weeks or a month and let all the damage already be done to your case.
Exactly.
That's what we're here for.
And John, you'll talk to them right up front. I said that. And if they decide to go with you on a percentage fee basis, you'll get started right away. Call John Fuller. Don't wait. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500. That's John Fuller. Hey, Gloria, hang on. We got more coming up. I'll come right to you.
Thank you.
Now, Impact Traffic.
Yeah, we're doing pretty well on the highways and byways out here. Not much to contend with. No accidents currently. The last one we had is Parker and Dartmouth. They should be wrapping that up. Down on Parker, south of Quincy, some construction work may hold you up just a little bit through the area. Volume's fairly light, although a couple of stretches where we're seeing some company out of Commerce City on 270, I-70 west from Colorado to Brighton, and southbound 25 from I-70 through Spear. Just a little sluggish at times. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
DiscountBath.com. It's a company that you can call and get pricing on your bathroom remodel. Whether you want just a walk-in shower, that's $9,888 fully installed, or you want a full remodel or partial remodel, whatever it is they can do, a hall room bath, a master bath, maybe that bathroom in the basement that's roughed in, they will do all of the preliminary work without any obligation. They don't ask you to sign anything because they know you will ultimately choose the best deal. DiscountBath.com. They walk and talk the project. They'll spec the project. They'll price every aspect of the project. And you can trust these contractors, Chris and his team. At a time when contracting, I'm telling you, is not a great industry, you can trust DiscountBath.com. 720-979-2322. I started Martino Capital with one thing in mind: to help people directly with their investment portfolio during their life. Now, here's what we do. We do a free evaluation of what's going on, and we do actual back testing our strategies compared to what you've been doing with real numbers. We don't just speculate and promise you things. We show you with real numbers. If you're doing great, all the better. If not, we can show you a direct way, because most financial advisors, they truly are not doing it. They are putting your money with bigger advisors and making a middleman fee. If you want direct management of your investments, if you want personalized attention, martinocapital.com. I put my name on it proudly. I started it years ago to help people like me who wanted that relationship. 303-771-HELP. 303-771-4357.
Man, very nice, thank you.
You know, this Hayden Panettiere, they call her a child actress. I knew she was on Heroes, but I don't know what she did when she was a child.
Remember the Titans.
That was it?
Well, and maybe other stuff. She might have done a Charmin commercial. I don't have her whole god. Yeah.
I'm excited for this call.
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, if Tom can't find a solution to her problem, I'm willing to give her the money, but it's going to be $1 at a time, and it's the hard way.
Oh. Okay.
What?
What's the hard way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta do some tricks.
Oh, Jesus. Not right. Not wrong though.
We went through that thing yesterday, didn't we? I've been called a racist, a bigot, a homophobe, but never a liar.
Tom, your microphone position looks great from that.
Oh, thank you.
It's higher. That
Thank
makes a big difference on the screen.
Stop sucking up, D.
Oh, please.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Malcolm and Jamal Warner died. I liked him.
Yeah, no kidding. Ding dang it. One of my early crushes was Lisa Bonet.
He was actually a pretty good actor outside of Cosby Show. He did a good job.
Yep.
Corey Haim, he died. Wow, he was a troubled soul.
My world was turned upside down the day Dana Plato died. Plato?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Plato?
And River Phoenix. His brother Hakeem was great. I don't know and then I don't know who this. I'm looking at child actors who died. Brad Renfro, whatever the hell. The Client, Tommy Lee Jones. I don't know. And then Dana Plato, right? She was with
Different Strokes.
Oh, that's right. She was
And I always
she
thought,
was a
and
mess,
we were,
I heard.
We were about the exact same age, and after she robbed a video store at gunpoint, I was like, God, that could have been me in a heartbeat. But here I am. Here we go.
Search the Late Round Fantasy Football Podcast and listen now.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Gloria, what is going on with DMV, Gloria?
Hi there. DMV had coded my vehicle, the vehicle registration incorrectly. They do an internal alphabetic code, and they had miscoded my vehicle by one letter. And to make a long story short, the only way to, according to their policy and procedure, to correct it was for me to go to Air Care Colorado and have a VIN verification done, which I did. Air Care Colorado charged me $25.
Okay.
And I am requesting reimbursement of the $25, seeing how it was an internal error done by a motor vehicle.
That's pretty reasonable.
I am not able to get the 20.
I mean, that's
I
pretty
would think
reasonable,
so, but
right?
they're
It
not
wasn't your
giving me the
fault.
money.
And they won't do it for you. They won't just send you the money.
Nope.
Why didn't Air Care do it free to begin with? I wonder. That's where I would go for the refund.
Well, was it Air Care that made the coding error?
No. They didn't make the coding error. The state did, but they're all the state.
No. Air Care is a private company. They're a contractor.
Oh, I thought Air Care was part.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're a private company.
Oh, you had to go get, and they charged $25 for a VIN verification. They had to fill out a form, and God, So who did you ask for the reimbursement?
Denver Motor Vehicle.
Okay, or
they
Department
are refusing. They're telling me to go to Air Care. Air Care is saying it's not their responsibility and for me to go back to Denver Motor Vehicle. So I'm caught in the middle of trying to get my $25 reimbursed.
Look,
is Air Care a private company?
I guarantee you they're a private company. They're a contractor for the state. They operate all of those, emissions measuring stations and the vans that sit by the side of the highway that measure your emissions. So the coding error is definitely not their fault. The reason that they told our caller to go to Air Care is they just want to get rid of her. They just wanted her out of their office. So it's the city of Denver that owes you $25, but good luck trying to collect it.
Is it the state or the? I mean, isn't it just the city's office, but it's the state office of motor vehicle?
Well, Tom, I just renewed registrations on 2 cars, and I had to write checks to Denver Manager of Finance. So it's So in my case, my checks went straight to Denver. And when I got my new license plates last year, I had to go to their location on Tremont over there in the 5 Points neighborhood. But man,
it's the Tremont location. It's the Tremont location that I went to.
Yeah, that's their headquarters.
Also, to my knowledge, the Tremont. It's the deputy director. I have sent letters all over. I sent a letter to Mike Johnson's office. I sent a letter to Department of Revenue. I have contacted my city council representatives.
I mean,
so far, I haven't gotten any
you haven't even gotten a response?
Assistance with this. I've gotten a response, yes, from the Deputy Director, Department of Motor Vehicle.
Who said to go to Air Care. Okay,
Colorado.
I want to ask you something else, Gloria. How did this mistake get discovered? How was it misdone? How was it miscategorized?
I don't know how it was miscategorized, but I discovered it in June when I went to renew my tags online. I've never renewed my tags online.
And when you did, what happened? I got it, but what happened that clued you in?
What clued me in is that they said my vehicle was a Mercedes.
And did they try to charge you more?
I own a Mercury Mariner. They
Okay.
miscoded my vehicle by one alphabetic digit.
Yep.
You mean your VIN number?
No, they
My VIN,
code.
yes.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
no, not the VIN number, the vehicle registration.
So her vehicle make is Mercury, which is very similar to the way
Right.
Mercedes starts on their drop down menu.
Okay.
Exactly.
So they just it sounds
Exactly.
I think our caller wanted to make this correction because the Mercedes presumably is going to be charged more for registration renewal than the Mercury. Is that right?
No, I didn't want to make it for that. I mean, they're showing that the price would have been the same. It's just that they were showing that my
Yeah, it was
vehicle
wrong.
was
Right.
a white Mercedes, but I own a blue Mercury.
Right. I get it. I get it. This is weird. We need to maybe make some phone calls for you, but do you have any names and numbers you've actually called and talked to?
Not talked to on the phone, but I do have letters that I have written and emails copies of the letters.
You do have emails though. So you have email
Yes,
addresses?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey, Axe, let's get her information. And Deputy Doc, why don't you give it a stab? I mean, she's not asking for the world, for God's sake.
Bo's
She's
on hold to take it.
okay.
Bo?
Bo. Who wants to do it?
What's a DMV case?
Bo. Good, Bo. I want to see Bo deal with them. And I will be very, very impressed.
Well, let me tell you something. I dealt with them 2 years ago. They made a mistake on my family heirloom 1935 Chevy when it.
All right, hang on. I want to hear what happened.
Thank you.
Troubleshooter Show, can I get a first name?
Wow.
I was hoping he would say they made a mistake when they tangled with me, but he started going down his damn make and model.
Wow.
That would have been a lot funnier to end on. They made a mistake when they messed with me.
So the Denver DMV is still part of the state? Is that what you found out? The Denver DMV is on Denver?
All of the offices are the state. They're just named for where they are. Denver County DMV, you have Arapahoe DMV, but they're all part of the state revenue department, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's because it's a state registration. It's not a local one.
And the quality of marketing is second to none. Cutting-edge photography, detailed floor plans, and a powerful and unique media presence that puts your home front and center. RateDuranHomes.com with Remax Alliance. Portions of the following program will be recorded. 630 KHOW.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KW Denver.
What's going on? Are you okay?
I choked on my water again. No. It's a little.
You know, there's no mention of their state affiliation on their website.
Here, let me just. And it's not, when you say Denver DMV, you know there's a DMV for every county.
Yeah.
If that's not city and county is city and county, but there's a DMV for every county. So let me just search.
The licenses are administered by the state DMV. That's
Okay.
for sure.
I don't know. Maybe the counties do it. I'll just say, are the county DMV offices in Colorado state or county affiliated? In other words,
You're asking about license plates.
are the registrations and license plates county or state? Okay, in Colorado. Okay, let's see. I've always assumed it was state because they do the park fees on there. It's both. In Colorado, vehicle registration and license plates are fundamentally state administered locally by the counties. So where does it become the county? But the county clerk acts as the state's authorized agent. They actually issue your plates and tabs, which come from the state, collect the applicable taxes, handles most of the registration and title. there's some county level discretion over administrative matters. Colorado law allows Colorado county clerks to establish shipping and handling fees associated with motor vehicle documents.
Excellent.
If you're having a dispute with the DMV office, the county isn't independent, making its own laws. The county clerk is administering Colorado state motor vehicle laws as an agent of the state.
Yeah, I would have loved it.
See, because when you go to register your car, also that park fee is a state fee they impose. They automatically put it on there until you decline it. Isn't that amazing how they just automatically put that on there?
Where does so on your tag, you can also do the toll road. So
you can?
You can.
What does that mean?
The license plates itself?
I didn't know
Like
that.
my truck outside.
What?
I have the E470 pass integrated in the license plate.
I never knew that.
Oh. I just got stickers.
I know. I get stickers on my windshield. I just never knew there was something for a license plate.
Yeah, so I'm wondering where that comes from. 'Cause that's a privately owned toll road. That's not state or county or city owned. That's privately owned.
Accident authority, which is a quasi.
But I never even thought. I never even when I register, I don't even see that.
Yeah. Yeah, both mine and my wife's vehicles were that way. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. Tom, I think I'll stay until 12:30.
Whatever you need to do. Okay.
Okay.
Did you smoke coffee while you're done?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you very much.
If you change your mind, I will. How about just some cream to drink?
You love cream, don't you?
Did you notice the difference with that real cream?
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I'd like to see it before I get my
Never been on radio.
Oh, you should take a picture.
Let's see.
Get a little learning curve, you know.
What is the toll road thing?
Michael Jordan playing for another team. How did he do? But yeah, what is good is when he was the MVP 12 times with the Bulls, but he'll probably be MVP again. Yes, yeah. But yeah, no. He's lost his step. What? God damn it. Yeah. All right. Sorry, clutter. I'll be back. Love you. Bye.
Maybe you thought about being a landlord, but you found real estate too expensive around here. There is a way to make it pay. The Vestera way. That's Vestera Turnkey. Find out more at mybiggestreturn.com. That's mybiggestreturn.com.
IceCube's Big Three season has come down to this. The Big Three Championship is coming to Charlotte. Who will be crowned the Big Three Season 9 champion? Plus the Big Three All-Star Game, the biggest names in the game, all on one court time. 2 games of the most physical, competitive, and non-stop 3-on-3 action. The game played the way you love. Watch live Saturday on CBS at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, and catch replays Monday on BET.
Do you know I'm in Arapahoe County?
Yeah, I knew that.
You knew that? How did you know that?
Well, I've been to the sheriff's office. They have a substation a couple of blocks away.
Wouldn't it seem like Denver?
No, it's just the Denver mailing address. And plus, I see the sheriff's vehicles on the road over here every time I'm waiting. Well, many times when I wait at the traffic light.
This is Dan Campos. If you're choosing a law firm for a catastrophic injury or death case, I hope you interview well before you make a final decision.
Those are Tom's drums.
There's no cost and zero pressure. We've been blessed with a lot of great clients and very successful cases. We do this because we want to, not because we have to. We accept righteous cases on a percentage fee basis. Call 303-770-5551 or hit dancapitalislaw.com.
And on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino and Major Marc Mager.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show today. We're trying to solve your problems, answer your questions, taking your complaints. We have AppleAir.com with us. That's air with an E, AppleAir.com. They can only stay a few more minutes. I have a couple of questions for them. And Deputy Bo's on the line to comment on a call. Gloria called and said, look, due to a mistake made by the Department of Motor Vehicles, it was their mistake. They coded my vehicle wrong, which would have issued the wrong registration for a Mercedes, and she has a Mercury. So as a result, they said they could correct it, but she had to get a VIN verification. A VIN verification is simply a statement saying this is accurate, and you got to go to a certain place to get it or licensed dealer. It cost her $25 to get it done. And now she's saying something simple. I want to be reimbursed the $25. So Deputy Bo was listening to this. Bo, did something similar happen to you?
Yes, about, I think it was 3 years ago. I have an old car. It's been in the family since the 50s. So DMV and the completely changed their computer system. They redid the whole system. Basically, make a long story short, they sent me a registration. They transposed the number on the VIN. I didn't catch it, but my insurance company did. They wouldn't insure it. They said, your VIN's off. So I went down to motor vehicle. I said, look, you guys made a mistake here. You need to change this. And they said to me, well, it's an old car, so it doesn't require emissions. But they said I had to go to the Colorado State Patrol and get the VIN verification. And that was like a 3-month lead time and $50. And I said, hell no, I'm not doing it. This is clearly your mistake. They about almost threw me out of the office. I was just hopping mad about it.
And did you get your way?
I did, because what happened, I was able to find out the executive director of the Department of Revenue. Her name's Heidi Humphrey. She is the top dog for the Department of Revenue. I wrote her a letter, complained about it. And they fixed it all, no charge. Now, I know $20 is nothing, but it's the principle of the thing. It's their mistake, and I'm willing to help her through that, because she's not going to get any help just going down to the office. We need to contact the director of the Department of Revenue.
Deputy Bo, I love it. I love it. I love your passion for this. Gloria, I'm going to have Deputy Bo off the air get in touch with you and see if he can rattle some cages over at DMV.
I want to rattle some cages. I want to get thrown out again.
Yeah, thank you, Bo. So, yeah, they make mistakes like anyone, I guess, as far as transposing characters or putting down the wrong car, whatever. So, Bo, thank you very much for that. That'll work. That'll be great. All right. So I have a question by the way, you can call us with any question, problem, or complaint. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Or 303 Martino, 303-627-8466. Thermostats. Somebody wants to know about thermostats. Do thermostats make a difference? I don't like thermostats, those programmable crazy ones. I mean, it tried to read my habits and reset itself to what it thought I wanted at a certain time of day and a certain day. And all I want is a thermostat. And anyway, do thermostats save you money? By the way, have you noticed that? Have you installed a lot of them? Do you like them? The setback, the programmable thermostat.
Yeah, the smart thermostats, they can. But when you're doing a large temperature swing and you're either heating your house up or you're cooling your house back down, that absolutely does not save you money. Maintaining a
really, it doesn't.
It does not. No, maintaining a temperature within 2 to 3 degrees is going to be your best option. But yeah, trying to recool a house down to your desired temperature. So say 80
I
degrees
get
down
you.
to 72, it's never going to work.
Now, one thing I did do one summer, and I'm not doing it now because my daughter is living here, but when I had the house vacant and I came here for my studio, and one thing I found was I would let the house get super hot. And then when I got here, I would turn on the whole house fan, a quiet, cool whole house fan, and that would expel all of the super hot air. And then I would turn the air on. And that helped a lot. But even then, I thought if it's too hot, it didn't work that well. So I used a combination of that. But you're right. I've been told now by too many experts, which leads me to believe they have to be right, that big swings are bad. More than 4 degrees, it's just bad. Do not do it. It's going to be bad. And a thermostat can help you if you have a schedule and you want to, and you have a 14-year-old that can do it for you, program it for you. But I'm telling you, they're not intuitive. They're not very easy to do. But the one thing I do like is when you, like, I have it on my phone. I have the app on my phone. So when Deputy D was complaining and wanted to be a little cooler, I was able to go on my phone and set that thermostat. That's the one option I love, is that you're able to go on your phone. So if you forgot, did I do this? Did I do that? You can turn that on. You can turn your fan on. You can turn the temperatures on, the heat on. Now, there's another mode that I think in Colorado is almost needed, but at the same time, I think you're going to have your house fighting itself sometimes. It's an auto setting for air and heat. I don't like that. That switches completely over. Like if it gets cold in the morning, you have heat on. So you set a high and a low for each one.
Yeah, and there's going to be a deadband between those two set points. And you can change that deadband, but the minimum is going to be a 3-degree deadband. I like to set that deadband at a 5.
Higher.
Yeah, at 5 degrees.
Because you don't want to keep kicking on air, then kicking on heat, then kicking on air. So because it starts fighting each other, as I said. So for those listening, what I mean is this: is that you can set it so it never gets hotter than, let's say, 78 degrees, and it never gets colder than 68 degrees or 65. And that, if they're far enough apart, that's good. But if you put them too close together, are you saying they won't let you put them too close together?
Yeah, they won't. So thermostat manufacturers, that deadband is going to be a minimum of 3 degrees. Now you can set it anywhere beyond that, but minimum of 5 is where we like to put it.
Yeah, but even at 5 degrees, can't that be kicking on and kicking off and kicking on? So anyway, and I don't even know what harm that does, but and in Colorado, it's probably one of the few places where you can have heat on early and then air conditioning on later.
Yep, absolutely.
And so you do install programmable thermostats.
Oh, almost in every home, yeah.
Is there any particular one you like the most?
Daikin has a nice proprietary one, but aside from that, we like the Honeywell products.
Okay.
Ecobee is a decent one as well.
Okay, yeah, Honeywell does really good on certain products, especially I like their zoning. I really like their zoning, where you can zone your system. Eric, what is your issue with UPS, Eric?
Yes, I sent a package through UPS 4 months ago.
Yeah.
And there are some what are called power poles. They're shallow anchor devices. And I shipped them through UPS.
Yeah.
I went to the UPS store.
Where were you shipping from? Where were you shipping to? Somebody
Colorado Springs to Florida.
Okay.
They're a prime product in Florida because they use them. I had used them out here.
What are they called?
Guide in freshwater. They're called power poles. They're shallow water anchoring. Yeah, they look like kind of like a big switchblade. They go down and anchor into the ground.
Okay.
In the lake.
And you use that for a boat?
Yes.
Okay.
They go on a boat. And so the primary area is in the southeast country. So I put them on the marketplace, sold them to a guy in St. Augustine, Florida. We shipped them through UPS, and the package, the UPS store said go online get a claim form, or not a claim form, get a label, and then bring it back in, and we'll ship them. We'll put extra packaging in. When I got the label, it said, "Hey, you could have a driver pick them up." I know the local driver. He said it's just going to cost you extra money. You might as well just take them into the store, and a UPS truck will pick them up.
By the way, UPS has
and
the
that's what he did.
worst customer service in the entire world. Listen, Eric, hang on a sec. Hang on. I mean,
absolutely.
if you deal with them, I've dealt with them. They're the worst. I want you to hang on because I want to take Dave only because Shane has to leave and Dave has a question for Shane, and then I'll come right back to you. Dave, what is your question for Shane at Apple Air?
I'm looking for programmable thermostat that does not have an internal battery. Because when they die, the furnace dies, and you might not be home.
Are you wanting strictly programmable, or are you wanting Wi-Fi function?
I would like the Wi-Fi function, but without the battery.
Yeah. Oh, without the battery.
Yeah, so he wants a programmable thermostat with a, yeah.
So you do want a backup battery, or you do
No,
not?
he does not.
Okay.
Yeah, why don't you want a backup battery? What harm would that do?
Well, I have a Nest now, and when that battery dies, the thermostat's dead, and I am hooked to live line with the thermostat.
Why would it not go to your DC connection from your furnace? Isn't that where it gets?
I do not know.
It must not be hooked up right. No, seriously. Those thermostats that have batteries in them, specifically if they're wired right, have a low voltage line coming from the furnace that powers them all the time. The battery only powers them when that power goes out.
Nest is very notorious for this issue.
They are
very notorious for it. So my recommendation to you, if you're wanting that smart function, is to go either with an Ecobee product or a Honeywell product.
What was the other one? Ecobee?
Ecobee as a boy?
Yep. BEE.
Ecobee, like in a bumblebee.
Yep.
All right, bro. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. 303-713-TALK. We'll come back and talk about UPS right after this.
The Tree Farm's 50-cent tree sale, now through Labor Day. Buy the first tree at regular price and get a second tree for only 50 cents. Choose from thousands of shade trees, flowering trees, evergreen trees, and more. 5-year-old, 5 to 6 foot tall Wichita
Nice to
blue
see you,
upright
man. Say hi
juniper
to your
trees.
dad.
Now get 2 trees for $4.40 and 8 to 10 foot
And
plain straight
remember,
cottonless cottonwood trees.
You
now
can
get
call
2
in
for
at any
$2.90.
time with
Come
any
see.
specials, anytime, or text. Anytime you want to push something.
5 miles west to the Tree Farm.
Hey, if you want an honest, dependable, value-minded place to have your car repaired, take your car where I take mine. Seriously, I don't go to dealers anymore. They're very expensive. I go to SheridanAutotech.com. They even do pre-buy inspections for used cars. So if you're thinking about a used car, go to Sheridan Autotech. If you have a car, go to Sheridan Autotech. Even if it's a newer car, Sheridan Autotech. Electrical issues, Sheridan Autotech. Normal maintenance and repairs or heavy maintenance and repairs, you guessed it, Sheridan Autotech, Colfax, west of Wadsworth, 303-455-7242, 455-7242.
When you're
Certain firearms. Never comes with expensive time and fees. Background checks, a
sheriff's eligibility card, 12 hours in the classroom, all to buy the most commonly owned rifle in America. We think it's unconstitutional. We hate it as much as you do. But we're here to help you navigate the process. And we teach the class. Triple J Armory. Middleton and
Yeah.
720-716.
What'd she say? Yeah, for a minute here. Yeah, honey. What's going on?
We can talk under the cone of silence.
The cone of silence.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, Eric, you had somebody who wanted to buy your power poles for boats from Colorado to Florida, and you shipped them UPS, right?
That's correct.
And
yes.
what happened?
Well, a week went by, and upon delivery, the receiver sent me a picture that the package, which was it's 6 foot by 1.5 feet and 1.5 feet, literally had been torn apart. The top was missing.
And you had UPS. You actually had UPS pack it.
Well, I packed it and then took it into the UPS store, and they finished off packing it, extra packaging around it.
Well,
the
hold on.
security
So
further.
your package, see, this is what I'm getting at because I've had this problem with UPS before a lot of times with aircraft parts. So when you say you packed it and took it in and they finished, so the package was opened when you went to UPS and they opened it up and put more packing in it?
That's correct. Yes.
Really?
It was open for them to put more packing in it.
Why? I never
these
heard of that.
poles-
Is this a UPS store that did that?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
got it. Okay, so then what happened? They packed it and then they shipped it. You packed it. You actually both packed it.
Basically, yes.
Okay, then what happened?
I had received. Well, it got shipped out, and and then the receiver a week later sent me pictures that the top had been torn off, was totally open, was then also looked like a forklift had torn part of it, and then the power poles looked like they were ejected out of the package, like on the concrete.
So was it? So were they damaged?
Yes, they're operable, but the damage is that the paint has been compromised, and with these being used in salt water, they will corrode. So the user now has only two options, basically, is to get them power coated, which will be very expensive, or get new ones, or use them as is and let them corrode away.
How much?
So what does
the buyer want?
Well, the buyer, he wants to just be compensated to where he can get a usable product where they're not going to corrode. He's been very good with this. I mean, he's
all right. So you took out $3,000 worth of insurance. Where'd you get that figure?
Well, I had purchased these. Back in the day, I guided and I used these, and I knew these guys, and so I purchased one power pole, and they gave me a discount, and then I determined I needed a second one and got that.
Wait.
No.
Hang on a second.
Here's what I want. Just real quick, Dimitri. Why did you purchase $3,000 in coverage? Is that what they cost?
Yes, I mean on the market they cost more than that. But
okay,
that was my price on them.
Do you have a receipt showing that you paid? Because UPS will let you insure it for anything, but they're not going to pay it unless you can prove it.
Yes, I had the invoices from when I purchased
them.
Good.
Okay.
And basically got 50% off and 35%
All right, hold on a second. What were you going to say, Dave?
So the package arrived damaged, and not just the package, but the product itself was damaged. Is that correct?
Right, yeah, the finish.
And now the buyer wants a refund. So you're out of whatever the buyer paid you. Is that correct?
Well, not at this point. He just said, hey, let's just see what they'll, because I told him I bought $3,000 worth of insurance. And I said, I'll just compensate, that.
How much did you sell these for?
$2,500.
How much did you sell these?
$2,500.
You sold them for $2,500.
So have you filed a claim with UPS under this insurance policy?
Ago, yes.
And what did they say? Yes. Did they deny the claim because they didn't package it?
Well, basically, after 4 months of going, I've got like over 28 emails and.
They're the worst. They're the worst in the world.
They're horrible. And so basically, I received this finally from their claims office, and it says claims are reviewed and processed according to UPS.
They never pay.
Terms and conditions.
They never pay.
Right.
Never.
And they said that they're only liable because of this tariff. They're only liable up to $1,000 per package.
Are they willing to pay $1,000?
Well, that I don't know. We haven't got that far. They said, but that being said, since the package was dropped off at a third-party retailer, the UPS store, the shipment maximum declared can only be $1,000. And never did they say that when I purchased the insurance.
Wow.
So wait, these UPS stores aren't even UPS stores?
No, they're private. The UPS no longer has a corporate-owned customer service counter in Denver. They closed their only customer service counter a couple of years ago.
Okay, then you have a case against that shipper, against that UPS store, because they added the padding, and finished the packaging. And I would sue them. I swear to God, I would sue them in small claims court for damages, since they're the ones that not only damaged you because they didn't pack it properly, but they also charged you for insurance that didn't even cover it.
But Tom, you know,
they're at fault.
Eric told us a huge number of details, but it's still unclear how much does he actually want to get paid from UPS, because it sounds like his buyer is not demanding a refund. So, Eric, what's the actual problem that led you to file a claim? Does the product need repairs? Does one of the poles need to be replaced? Okay.
Well, they need to be painted, is what they need.
Okay.
They need to be power coated to protect them, because with all these scratches, the salt water will just.
I get it. I get it. And
literally do a number on these.
And will $1,000 do it?
Probably not. I've asked him to just yesterday to go and get an estimate on doing the powder coating and everything.
Are they, Eric? Let me ask you: is UPS washing their hands of it completely? It doesn't matter how much, or is there any amount they're willing to pay? Is there any amount they're willing to pay?
Well, I think that this email that I got yesterday, it appears that they're willing to pay $1,000. But I need to find out. Will they pay? Are they going to reimburse me for the $550 of shipping costs that were involved?
Of course not. Of course not. Of course not.
Exactly.
No, I know that for sure. They're not. They're going to pay you $1,000. That's it. You're going to have to go after the shipping store for anything more. Is it going to cost you? Would this guy be satisfied with getting $1,000? That's your question. If your buyer, if you say to your buyer, here, I'm willing to give you $1,000, is that okay? And if he's willing to take it, then it's done. It's done. You're done. He's done. What else is there? Right?
Well, I just, basically I paid a fee.
If he is willing to walk, he is willing to walk away for $1,000, you have absolutely no damages whatsoever. None.
Yeah, right.
Tom, I think what Eric is saying, and I really agree with him. He paid for $3,000 of insurance when he only got $1,000. So that means to me, if I were in his shoes, if my damages were more than $1,000, I would sue the store.
Yes, I said that.
They're the ones who now stepped into the shoes of the insurance company.
But if the buyer is willing to take $1,000, if he's willing to, then there is no harm, no foul.
Right.
Even though he bought insurance that ended up being less than he thought, he got what he wanted, and that is a delivery of power poles without a loss. That's the bottom line.
I agree with that.
Now, if, however, Dimitri, I agree 100%. If, however, the buyer says, wait a minute, I need more than $1,000, or it's going to cost more than $1,000, then you go to that store, because that store is the one that sold you that bogus coverage. Really. They're the ones that sold you bogus coverage.
And now they're responsible for the additional damage.
That's right. In my opinion, they would be.
Because that's the contract he has with that store. They said, we'll insure you for $3,000. And when he gets his check for $1,000 from UPS, he's got a claim against the store based on that promise.
See, I bought the insurance through UPS online.
Oh.
I got the mailing package.
Oh, wait a minute. So this guy at the store did not sell it to you?
No, he said you can go online and get this and get a mailing label.
Then why did UPS even sell you it if it without a disclaimer?
Now, yeah, they do. I have bought shipping labels from UPS online, and then I dropped off my packages at one of their stores.
But why would they even sell? Why wouldn't they say to him, you can't buy more than $1,000?
Yeah, that's because they want to charge them for $3,000, even though they're like,
UPS is the worst. No, I'm serious. They are the absolute worst.
It sounds so unethical.
Oh, and you can't talk to anyone. If you try calling, have you tried calling and talking to them or getting customer service? You can't do it. They suck that bad. They
Well,
really.
I talk to the customer service. I just can't talk to claims.
Wait, actually, you actually talk to customer service?
Yes. In fact, while we were talking, I just had a call twice from them and kind of explaining things. I have a person, like I said, I've got like 28 emails from customers.
Break when you get a chance, buddy.
All right, I gotta take this break. By the way, listen, Eric,
absolutely.
I'm telling you what you should do is what we suggested, and that is go. Well, no, the store didn't sell me the insurance. I think you ought to just ask your guy, your buyer, how much more he wants, because we have to figure out what your loss is. I got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, 303-713-8255. Thank you. Gotcha. No breaks. Got it.
This is Denver's Talk Station.
Hello.
Hey.
I'm here just for a few. What's going on?
Not much, just here and there and everywhere.
What was that deal with UPS? I just
the guy shipped something with UPS through the store. The store helped him pack it. They were damaged, and now the insurance he bought, they won't stand behind. UPS they will only give him $1,000. He bought $3,000 in insurance, and we told him if his buyer will accept $1,000 for the cosmetic damage, then he's all well and good. He can go after the store, though. The store did help him pack it, and they're the ones responsible, I think, for the damage. The store sucks. I mean, not the store. UPS sucks.
All of UPS.
UPS is probably the best company ever made.
Yeah, right. Oh, my God, they're terrible.
Love the ups.
What can Brown do for you?
No, man. They are shit.
Hey, Eric, are you all good here, or did you have more to tell Tom?
Sure.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, I got killed on Walmart today. That's going to be about a 2-3 month climb back up.
They had a rough morning, dude.
Yeah. And they're a good barometer.
Well, the funny part is they beat top and bottom. That's what kills me. And they actually boosted their outlook. That kills me too. And when they talk about year over year for the retail walk-in, it is slowing. There's no doubt, but it's still in the plus. But what the killer is, that's because their e-commerce is growing. People are getting all their shit delivered.
Yeah, perfect. Or called back, either or.
All of my Walmart stuff is delivered.
Awesome.
It's awesome.
Of course.
Yeah.
Will do. Take care.
I don't use the delivery. Yeah, I guess I do use it. I mean, maybe once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks.
I just love it.
Alrighty, hang on, David. You're up next, and we come back in 3.5.
YouTube.
It's the worst written article I've ever read, man.
If you're choosing a law firm for a catastrophic injury or death case, I hope you interview our firm before you make a final decision. I think you and your family will be glad you did. There's no cost and zero pressure. We've been blessed with a lot of great clients and very successful cases. We do this because we want to, not because we have to. We accept righteous cases on a percentage fee basis.
I'll tell you this, though, Amazon put it to UPS big time.
I know.
I mean, they built their own fleet so fast, it was crazy.
I know.
I remember Amazon almost anything you ordered would be UPS.
Mm-hmm.
We got Suzanne's aunt here.
And her mom, right?
No, her mom comes in around 3, so I'll be heading back up to the airport again, or 2, I forget what time.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going in tomorrow? I don't know if we have just Kevin, actually.
Jeff said he'll be there.
I'll see. You're going to be off tomorrow, Mark?
Most likely. I mean, I'm here if needed, so. You feeling pretty decent?
Yeah, I am. Thank goodness. I got my follow-up with my oncologist today. So I got a big appointment today just to follow up everything at 3.
I had to troubleshoot one of the lifts on the RV.
Yeah?
And I can't tell you how
Is it an airbag lift or is it a mechanical lift?
No, it was one of the mechanical ones, so it would level fine.
Right.
So, it's got to drop the airbags down to 0, then it uses the feet, if that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
And one of them would go down level, then I'd look in my panel, and all of a sudden it'd be coming back up. But just like 4 or 5 inches, like the hydraulics had a leak or something.
Yeah.
So, I popped the cab in the front, where the generator and everything is, and
Station 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Major Marc Mager did join us here for a little while, and David's on the line, and we got Deputy D and Deputy Doc. David's on the line. Go ahead, David. What is on your mind today? Welcome to the show. What's happening?
Yeah, I just want to say how refreshing it is, how smart the guy is. Dimitri is just incredibly good, and he's just level-headed. He's just so intelligent. And then I was wondering if you could put, maybe do the switch and put Dimitri as the guest host or whatever in charge, and then put Mark in his more appropriate position, which would be Deputy Mark, and then
or the janitor.
Go after people.
Janitor. Deputy D said janitor.
I bet I'd make more.
So, David, you know what? We got a good team here as it is. Anyway, so I know you're half joking. I hope you are. Anyway, David, thank you for listening, and we appreciate it. Now, let me ask you something here. As far as he hung up. I was going to ask him how long he's been listening. I think he was. How long you been listening, David?
I go way back. Father John and such, and I knew the beats, and yeah.
Wow! Has
and
this
then,
the show?
For 4 years, I went back to Channel 4. So you helped my sister out. So yeah, way back. I'm just a radio listener. I listen kind of just a radio person and a good judge of your character. And I would say you've built up an empire, and you're a great person. And Mark has some good points here or there, but you're kind of throwing your empire.
You just love. Guy. You know what? I think I know who this guy is.
Do you?
You're a jerk.
How do you know him, Mark?
What a Nimrod.
How do you know him?
I can just tell by his hatred.
It's
quite unbelievable.
I think D paid him.
Well, maybe.
David, thank you for the kind words. I'm very grateful.
Yeah.
Thanks, David.
Well, someone needs to speak up, and I would all get together and just say, for gosh sakes, Someone needs to say something.
Okay.
Someone's got to
I mean,
say
Mark-
something at some time.
Listen, I appreciate you calling. Thank you. Maybe we do a poll on who should be the janitor of all of us. Deputy
I'll
Bo,
put a poll up.
Deputy D. Who should be janitor? But then we have to have the choice. I don't know how you would do a poll. Like, can they write in a name or something? Look, there's times I'm feeling like the janitor lately. I've had a run, but man, my health has kicked my ass. And here's what's really funny. What's really funny is people who don't like me will love this. I used to brag about health. I swear to God I did. You know, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this. And, you know, I didn't brag it and put it in people's face, but I say, hey, you know, do this and do this and do this. And then all of a sudden, bam, you know, cancer out of nowhere, and not even one case in my family. But anyway, I digress. The point is God Almighty, talking about surprises. You never know what life's going to hold. Anyway.
And Tom,
Okay, I got a poll up.
Okay. What were you going to say, D?
Tom, I was going to say, you know, that all that work and effort and time and money you put into becoming healthy, that's what saved your life. That was the wisest investment of your life, because if you were still fat, and I'm not implying you were fat, but if you were overweight, if you were sedentary, if you ate like crap, you wouldn't be here today. So that was the best investment of your life.
Well, I hope it did something. Anyway, so Marc Mager, if you're watching on YouTube, he put up a poll. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, and I want to tell you about Frank Duran, the real estate man. I can't say enough about Frank. Honest to God, people write to me all the time saying, I feel like his only customer, and he'll never hold you to a long-term contract. You know, most real estate people, they'll hold you, man, because they know once they have you, they may not be able to perform. Frank Duran gets multiple offers on all of his listings, and he gets bidding wars, and he knows how to stage it. He sells for more money and faster. If you want someone who can perform, you want Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
Now, impact traffic.
A nice drive at this check. No problem spots across C470 through Highlands Ranch and along the foothills. If you're on I-25, a bit heavier northbound from Santa Fe into downtown, and southbound heading towards 6th Avenue through downtown as well, but no accidents reported there. 225 and I-70, both accident-free, no problems on the Boulder Turnpike or I-76. I'm Chris McLaughlin with traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
You want to get Excel Roofing, your roofing authority, a great roofer, great contractor, great family. I've known them for the entire time, like 30 years. And, you know, Jay Bretz and his son Henry run a great company. And here's what they pledge to you. You won't pay a cent until you're content. They will check your roof for damage free of charge. They don't make you sign anything to do it. They don't trick you into a contract. And they never hold people to long-term contracts if they are unhappy with no cancellation fees at all. This is a great company when it comes to roofing. Excel is an excellent, EXCEL, excelroofing.com. Get a pricing tool on the front page and get plenty of blogs for useful information on the website, excelroofing.com, 303-761-6400.
Well, the good news for Dave H. there, the caller. You want to hear the good news?
Yeah.
Basically, from September till the end of December, we are gone a lot. So you'll be very happy, Dave H.
Wait, when are you going a lot, Mark? Shit.
We're going a lot, unless something comes down with you, but we're going, we got 3 weeks coming up in Europe next month, so September. And then as soon as we get back, we'll be back for about a week or so. Then we're in Italy for a while.
Okay.
And then, of course, December creeps up, and we'll be last 2 weeks gone with you, I hope.
Yeah, yeah. I'll just have to buck up, baby. it's on the
I
calendar.
like this guy. Who is this Shantair? These softy libs can't handle the truth. Well, I appreciate you jumping on to say that. You're getting up there, D.
Oh, what's it say
You're-
now?
You're running 33%. If I'm not up at 80%, I'm gone.
It was nice knowing you, Mark. It's been fun and it's been real.
It's been real fun. Oh, I spelled your name wrong, though. That was a typo.
That's okay.
Dematri.
I'm used to it.
He's the, whoops.
Switching your account numbers is hard. Being forced to switch, even worse. That's why at Belco Credit Union, we want to pay you to switch. From June 1st
So, Dimitri, are you around in September? He's gone a lot.
Who, you or Mark?
Mark is.
Yeah, well, September is in like a week and a half. So
Well, I mean, but when is he gone? I just looked at the calendar. So he starts, they're out starting at the end of this month. So so a week after next, he's out.
yeah, I'll be
and
here
then,
to help whenever you need.
and then basically from the 15th to the end of the month,
15th of what?
September to the end of the month.
Oh, well, that's only 2 weeks.
Okay. Yeah. And then and then the first week of October.
Oh, that's 3 weeks.
And the second week of October.
Oh, wait, that's an entire month.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I was trying to tell you guys.
Okay. Mm-hmm. God, I hope everything goes well. Let's see.
And I'm going to try to fit Hawaii in between.
Okay.
Who's going to do the polls when I'm gone? I'll let Hellcat do them. He wants to do them.
Let's see.
Hey, Wednesday at 4, I'm heading off to trial again, so you're going to have an all-star lineup starting with John Caldera, Ryan Schuling. That is my gift to you. Don't miss it, starting Wednesday at 4.
Hello, what's happening? Let's talk about your problems, questions, and complaints. Give us a call at 303 713 Talk, 303 713 8255. We are here to discuss your issues. By the way, interest rates, and we think we're paying outrageous interest rates. They're thinking about raising them again, and God knows what's going to happen. The housing market is suffering already, but the Fed most likely sometime soon will raise rates because of inflation. The jobs are cooling, earnings are off, things are not actually rosy for the economy. And as far as an economic index of consumers, Wallet Hub does an economic index survey, And the stress level right now is actually here's what's amazing. The stress level of August of this year versus August of last year is actually down. People are feeling better this year than they did last August. And so is the job market confidence is down. Excuse me. Yeah, the confidence is down. The stress level about money is lower, but they still have a lower expectation of finding good work. And the positive sentiment about opportunities is down. The likelihood of making big purchases is down only 1.7% from last year. The likelihood of buying a home down 1% from a year ago, and it's trending down. And then what about debt levels? They're up.
What does that mean? The likelihood of buying a home. What does that mean? Are they asking people, are you going to buy a house in the next year?
Yeah, in the next 6 months. That's what this means. And a positive sentiment about debt levels, meaning how do you feel about your debt levels? They're feeling positive that they can get a grip. This is the most mixed bag of things I've really found. Year over year, consumers feel confident about some things and not about others. I mean, it's really mixed. And they say some of it is political, with political leanings. More than ever, Trump is losing. I don't want to make this about Trump. I really don't. But he's losing support among some younger Republicans. And then Democrats are losing support conventional Democrats for socialist Democrats. This is going to be one hell of an interesting midterm. I'm serious. It's going to say a lot. Anyway, so credit card interest. I was talking about some interest. The lowest level, basically, in years was down to 12%. Right now, with excellent credit, the average you're paying with a credit card, if you shop around, is 17%. 17%. If you have good credit, you're paying 23.29%. Fair credit, you're paying 27%. And if you have a secured card, 21%. So anyway, the credit is not going up that much. But you have to have excellent credit to get down to about 17%, according to Wallet Hub. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Get some calls in if you have any questions, problems, or complaints at 303 Martino.
So, Rick, so I took a picture with Grok of the solenoids. There's 4 in a row, just like you're basically saying.
Yeah.
But one of them, the lever was open. So when I was replacing another part, I'm sure I accidentally hit it.
Really?
And all I had to do was close it, and that fixed it.
But did Grok pick up on that?
Yeah, Grok picked up. I took the picture of it. Yep,
no
absolutely.
Shit.
Yeah, no shit.
It's amazing.
It is amazing.
I know it. I use it all the time. Not Grok, but I use Chat. I don't know why I don't use Grok. Does Grok have a desktop version, or is it all online on web?
They have. Yeah, I use it all the time. Desktop. Yeah. It's not an app. It's just their site. I was trying to think if they had an app for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. It popped right up. And I would have, I wasn't looking for it. I was just taking a picture to figure out where they were.
Yeah.
It did screw this up. I didn't know. Actually, 2 were open, 2 were closed, and I didn't know which way open was. And Grok got that wrong because I did what Grok said, then all of a sudden, all 4 of them would go down and come back up. And basically, it's the spring bringing them back up.
Jurors in the murder trial of Lindsay Clancy in Massachusetts are likely to begin deliberations next week. The defense plans to rest its case tomorrow after one more witness, forensic psychiatrist Philip Resnick,
was researched postpartum psychosis, which the defense says Lindsay Clancy had when she killed her 3 children. The USS Lincoln has started its trip home from the Middle East. It'll usually take several weeks. The USS George Washington has arrived to
I'll be right back.
This is ABC News.
Oh, Dave H. We know that was you. Old Dave H. Hey, Tim or Hellcat or JR, was Dave H on before today on chat? Or just the last 20 minutes or whatever? Bill Gorman.
The TV Critics Association has its winners for its annual awards, and the ice hockey romance Heated Rivalry is Program of the Year for HBO Max. Apple TV's horror comedy Widow's Bay leads all series. I'm Wayne Cabot, ABC News.
Denver's bid to host the 2028 Democratic National Convention moves into the final 3. Joining Philadelphia and Boston as finalists, Denver hosted in 2008, and the CEO of that host committee, Mike Dino, says the most important step now is proving that Denver can provide the money to put on.
The last 20 minutes. Yup. You know, he's like, Dave, you're like that serial killer. You got to come back to the scene of the crime. It's remarkable. Now I am convinced that's you. I'm pretty convinced. Yup. Pretty convinced. Pretty convinced. He is. He's like that serial killer. He's got to show up. Or the arsonist. He's like an arsonist that has to come back to the fire.
Okay. And you said it was Troy? Perfect. Awesome. I'll put you on a hold. We come back in about 3.5. Hang tight.
With the latest check of your news, I'm Sam Spack.
Now, impact traffic.
New poll coming up.
Sweet.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Still sleeping on that old bed? Mattress Firm's sleep experts can help you choose the perfect upgrade. They'll guide you every step, answering your questions. Shop today and save big during the best sale of the year. They make sleep.
I'll pack my bags and leave. Dave. Oh, yeah. Everybody thinks it was Dave H. Old Dave H. See, Dave, you kind of gave yourself away. Popping in, and the first thing he asked, listen to this one. You ready for this, Dimitri?
Yeah.
The first thing he asked when he comes on for the first time today, what brought up that poll about Mark? He just happened to come on right after that. Very interesting.
Got a new Sherlock Holmes in the house.
Hell yeah.
All right, Sherlock.
I always knew when you would never come in. We invited him in so often. I always figured he was like, I either thought he was a teenage girl, or I thought possibly, just possibly, a really old guy, like super old.
Oh, there's an option for it on their website.
Like get off my lawn, old.
A bunch of buttons.
Okay. I got to do that. Because I know that I did it. Sucks.
Yeah, everybody's pretty sure that's old Dave H. So I'm going to put up one more poll.
What's Dave H?
He's that asshole they called. He's the one, if I'm not on for more than like a day, his fucking asshole calls in. I've invited him into studio so many times.
He's from the Springs, I think.
I don't know. But I'm going to let the people on YouTube decide something right now.
I think Dave H is from the Springs. I think so.
I think he's from a different studio. He's like the ultimate. Well, actually, he's not very good of a troll. You could troll a little better, Dave.
Potential ruling in the ballroom and more on the Joe Pag Show. Tonight from 6 to 9 on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino and Major Marc Mager.
Hey, what's going on? This hour brought to you by waterpros.net, the absolute best water systems for your home to purify, soften, condition drinking water at the lowest prices anywhere. Whole house systems start at like $3,600 for softening and reverse osmosis in the kitchen. You don't do better than that. Or just reverse osmosis. You can get, I have a system that was $1,100 fully installed. 303-862-5554, waterpros.net. Troy has a comment on AI, I believe. Troy, what's going on with you? What's happening? You're on with Major Marc Mager, Tom Martino. We got Deputy Doc. We got Deputy D. What's happening, Troy?
Hey, gang. Today, well, the last couple of days, I've had a few spare cycles, and I've been playing around with Hermes. I think the last time I talked to you, I recommended you look at OpenClaw.
Yeah, that's right.
I remember that.
Yes,
OpenClaw is extremely complicated, but I've been playing around with Hermes and ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And I'm getting my website dialed in with some AI.
Yeah.
And I'm using Hermes, ChatGPT, Zapier. Have you played around with much of that? And what are your experiences?
Here's what I've done. I have done an app. There's an app builder called Diffie, and it incorporates large language models into the app. And here's how great it is. If you have an app that you want to do, like I do one for screening securities and putting them into categories. And you can use one node to do Claude, for example, if Claude is better doing a certain function. And the next node, or LLM, large language model, you can use chat. And then to compile a report, let's say something else does a better job, you can actually select which AI model does which function within the app. And the app then, of course, what you use are APIs. So I have API accounts with all of the major AIs. I don't have the one you mentioned, but I do have people ask if I use AI. I use the chat now and then, but most of my AI usage are API keys that go into that automatically draw down the models into my apps and then do the magic. I'm working on one now for referral lists, which, because you just should be able to talk to it or ask it anything you want, and it'll go through and pick whatever you need. Troy, what is your background on what is your technical background? You sound like you know what you're doing. What's your background?
Yeah, I'm a DevSecOps engineer for one of the big five, the defense industrial base. But my side hustle is selling guns.
Okay. So, Troy, with AI, what do you use it for? Like when you say you use them, but what do you use it in? What function?
Yeah, so my primary platform has been ChatGPT, and man, I've been using it since day one. And, ChatGPT is building a really good memory. So it's like you've got your admin assistant.
Right.
So ChatGPT is my admin assistant.
Right.
So it has a memory of our conversations.
Yeah, if you include them in your project, if you make a project, it will remember within that project. But if you do another project, you can keep them separate, the memory.
Yeah, you can separate them out, but I like separating out platforms. Like I've got Claude that I'm going to use for different things. I want to totally have that firewall between the two things. So I'll have Claude do coding, security checks.
Right.
I want.
Do you use Grok? By the way, you didn't mention Grok, and I know Mark loves Grok. Do you use Grok?
Oh, I love Grok for images. Grok will produce an amazing image. So
and videos.
I like. Oh yeah. But
so Mark, on videos. I want to ask him on videos. Do you have Grok is all self-contained, or do you have to go elsewhere to get the clips that Grok assembles, or does Grok do it from scratch?
Well, it can do it from scratch, but you really should take a picture for a character like in a video. Does that make sense?
Yep, it does. So, I got to familiarize myself more with Grok. People have such great things to say about it that
I like talking to it. Like, I don't think you talk to anything. I will sit there on my phone.
Not really. You're right.
I'll sit there in my car, is generally where I'm at, and just have a full-blown conversation.
Yeah, Mark, I've done that with Gemini in my vehicles with Android Auto. I went to West Virginia this year in my RV, and I had Android Auto up, and I'd hit the microphone and say, "Hey, find me the cheapest diesel."
Yep.
On my
route. That is very cool. Holy crap!
So it's so integrated into Tesla now. You can. You just talk to Grok and say, like, whatever, find me the closest Starbucks in between here and there, or look for restaurants that have this or that, or whatever you ask, and all of a sudden it'll integrate it and add the stop directly into the GPS. It's really cool.
Wow.
Yeah, Android is it's there, but it's kind of like asking your high school kid to Google something on the phone. The results, it wanted me to backtrack several times, and you'd have to argue with it and say, no, I don't want to backtrack 3 miles to get the cheapest gas. So it's not really intuitive yet, but man, the world around us is changing. I got started in computers in 1984 with a Tandy computer.
Yeah.
That's going for desktops.
Tandy was a TRS-80, the TRS-80.
Yeah, the Trash 80.
That's right. That's exactly right. By the way, AI is changing the way everyone does things. Whether you're technically minded, you can use it at any level you want. You can use it at the most simple, basic level, asking a question. You can use it to compose things. You can use it on complicated, advanced apps and computer programs. It's amazing. I just don't know where it's going to go, but it's just simply amazing. We thought the internet was a revolution. The AI in and of itself, it's going to dwarf Google and everything. Google, thank goodness Google came out with Gemini, because Google, nobody Googles like they used to. Mm-hmm. They don't. And I think Google AdWords and all of those are taking a back seat to the authority ratings that AI gives things. Now, AI gets a lot of them from Google, but I think eventually it's going to be a database within itself. And I think you're going to see people paying for AI authority, for boosting their AI authority. So they're quoted and cited in AI. In fact, I see that as it's going to be the next SEO. You're going to be, boosting your AI intelligence.
Yeah. So
I'm trying right now. I'm trying to figure out how to work my SEO to integrate it with AI, and the basic models of keyword searches is dumb. It's all these
I know.
platforms are still trying to sell you.
No.
These,
I mean,
keyword searches.
SEO will never be the same again, ever, because
here's how a search should work, and I mean this for referral list or anything.
Yeah.
You're in whatever website and you're searching for a product. I don't care if it's a part number or a company. What it should do is look at all the different options, then either go out to the manufacturer or the people that do it, like a plumber, then gather all the information they have on that plumber from, say, Facebook and Google and their own website, then derive answers based upon the question.
Yes, I
But
mean,
Mark, when was the last time you went to the Google search bar and did a search? Just go to the AI bar and start a conversation. Say, hey, I'm trying to work on my 1975 Chevy Nova, and I got a leak.
That's what people do now.
Does ChatGPT and these other ones, do they connect? Like, I have to tell Grok, I have to allow Grok to connect to, like, my hard drive. I got to allow it to connect to my Word. I got to allow it to connect to Excel. And then if I allow it to connect there, it can, like, literally look at all the files that I have, because it's using my account for, say, Microsoft 365 to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's why I'm setting up Hermes. Hermes is kind of your Girl Friday, and you give Hermes the permission. You have a conversation with Hermes through an interface like Slack, or I just spent the last 2 days setting it up so I can talk to Hermes through Google Chat. And yeah, that was a chore, but I got it done, and I like owning that. You're
going to see more and more, though. You're going to see more and more apps or programs that integrate multiple large language models, and it will choose the best one for the task you want. That's where I think the future is going to, rather than one being on Grok, one being on Chat, one being on Gemini. I think the weakest sister of all of them, personally, from what I found, is Gemini. I'd
agree. Gemini's leaning more toward, okay, we're not going to be the AI database. We're going to be the interface to the AI databases. So all of the databases are basically large language models, and you can go to a website called Hugging Face.
Yeah.
And all those models are out there on Hugging Face. It's really everybody's allowed to create their own data sets and models. It's just really how to consume that model, and then the interface to the middleware. So, Gemini was a horrible middleware. Grok is really good. ChatGPT is excellent. And Anthropic with Claude. Excellent.
There's another one called Runway that's pretty good with videos.
Yeah, it is.
Check out what I did the other day with Grok. Most people would never even.
Where'd you find it, Mark? What is it?
Well, so I was looking for something in one of our videos. So on our YouTube channel, we've got 4 hours of video, and I was looking for something that one of the guests did possibly during the show.
Yeah.
So I simply gave Grok the link to that show, and I said, can you find if someone shined a light during this show at any time? That's what I put.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, yes. And about 30 seconds later, it analyzed 4 hours of video. It's absolutely crazy.
Wait, you did that with Grok?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, and it doesn't, I don't know how it watches a video. Well, of course I do. It's just grabbing the X's and O's, if you will, and then analyzing them. But it literally watches a 4 hour video in about 30 seconds to find something.
Wow. Yeah, I'm going to definitely have to
Mark, I'm wondering when you're going to download all of Tom's videos and then crunch them through Grok and build max headroom for Tom.
Oh, that would
be kind of cool.
All right, we got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. We got to take this break, man. Thanks for calling, Troy. If you have anything else, you can stick around. 303-713-8255.
Identity theft can cost more than you think. Drained investment accounts, stolen tax returns, lost wages, expenses for lawyers. It's a lot. That's why LifeLock is backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which covers up to $1 million for stolen funds, fees, and experts and lawyers, and out-of-pocket expenses. Don't face the burden of identity theft alone. Protect your future and finances with LifeLock. Join now. Save up to 30% off your first year with promo code BECK at LifeLock.com. 1-800-LifeLock, promo code BECK. LifeLock.com. Terms to apply.
Fix It 24/7 is a company for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. As we get into this season where we're switching from heating to cooling eventually, what you want to do is make sure your equipment is running in tip-top condition. For $39, they do an extreme clean, tune, and check of your system, whether it's your cooling system or your furnace or your furnace system. They'll do either or both. And here's what you need to do. You need to get them before the rush. And they've been making this available for people who haven't had it done for just $39. They were at my house today. One of my furnaces never had this done. They did it for $39 for me. And they took it apart to the extent they could. They cleaned every nook and cranny and made it work perfectly. That's fixmyhome.com. Book now. Fix It 24/7, 720-526-3939. Gravina's, they have 50 lines of windows. What do I mean by that? That's what I mean. 50 choices. So you know you can find the right window for you. Beware of companies that only have one. Gravina's at 950 West Evans is the offshoot from the granddad who started Gravina's many years ago, then taken over by his son. And now Nick, the grandson of the founder, is in charge. And he knows windows. He also knows siding and doors. So if you want energy efficient, beautiful equipment, beautiful stuff for your home, to beautify your home, to make it energy efficient and no maintenance, you want Gravinas.com. 303 Gravina. Apparently, everybody loved this Hayden Panettiere. And
everybody what?
Loved her, man. It's just, since she died, there's so many articles about her and all the roles that she had. I wasn't that aware of her, really. I mean, I know she was in Heroes, but I don't know.
I never watched that.
Heroes was a pretty damn good series. I might go back and relook at it.
You know what sets John Clace apart from other lenders? You're going direct, no middleman. That means low rates and low fees. John offers home loans of all kinds, lines of credit. He's also an expert with people that are self-employed, credit challenged, or just have a unique financial situation. If other lenders say no, John can often say yes. Call John 303-577-7206. 303-577-7206. John Clace, NMLS ID 271003. CMG Home Loans, NMLS ID 2020. Equal Housing Opportunity.
Hi guys, it's the Rocket Roger Clemens. You don't pitch in the majors for 24 years without feeling it later. Shoulders, elbows, knees. Trust me, pain doesn't retire when you do.
That's baseball legend Roger Clemens.
I tried the ice, I tried rep,
Hey.
PT, nothing really worked.
What time's she coming in?
The concept sounded
Oh, really?
non-surgical treatments that help you
Yeah, about 10 minutes. Yeah.
without surgery. Sign me up, just what I needed. Real lasting.
All right, I'm getting out of here.
All right, brother. See you,
Everybody
man.
tell
Mark,
Dave
are you-
H I'm gone.
Mark, if I take the day off tomorrow, will you be able to kind of stand by if necessary?
Oh, yeah. Tom can text me anytime. He knows that.
Oh, perfect. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Mark.
As long as I'm not on a cruise ship in the middle of the ocean.
No, I know. We got a backup plan for when you're away. We need to tell John Fuller, too.
Yeah, John, and then
Dimitri.
I told you I made capless when I filled in for him a couple times. I made it basically known, like, if you're not in court and something happens and Tom and I can't get there, I assume you're good. And he was like, yeah, that's cool.
Hey, and Marco would be awesome too.
Marco's sketchy, man, and I just mean that. His schedule's crazy.
Yeah, I could tell.
He's in court more than anybody I know. He's like
More than you?
he's wild. Yeah.
All
Thank
right, well,
God
have a
for
great,
Lazera.
have an awesome rest of your afternoon, Mark.
All right, later, guys.
Bye. It's wild mushroom season, so I'm going up to the mountains tomorrow morning.
Okay, what do I got tomorrow?
Car day.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh. Luckily I'm feeling good, right now. So
not luckily, because you're doing everything right.
Yeah. And I'm not doing that core exercising. They don't want me to do that. Exercise-induced cholangitis.
Yeah, let's stay away from that.
I might rest a couple days next week when he's here. I'll let you know.
.com. 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino. What's your name? Give us a call. Let us know what is happening in your life. If you have a problem, a question, or complaint, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. By the way, just to recap a few things that I think bear mentioning, this thing sucks when it comes to UPS. UPS sucks. I mean, here's the problem, and I've had this happen before. You go to UPS, and you hand them a package, and you insure it, and you send it off. They deny insurance, and they deny responsibility if something happens to it. And they say to you, it was packed in properly. And I say, how do you know it was packed in properly? And they say, because it broke.
That's right.
So I say, so in other words, then, when do you take responsibility? And at the time, it used to be when they had a UPS, literally a UPS place, you could pay for them to pack it. But now there is nowhere to go to get it packed by UPS. So all UPS has to say in every single instance, even if it's a UPS store, they say it wasn't packed properly and they get out of warranty coverage. That's it. It won't, and there's nowhere to go. If you ever tried to talk somebody it's almost impossible. UPS is the worst shipping I have ever seen, and I never use them. In fact, when I go to buy something, if it's not fulfilled by Amazon or by FedEx or by another one of these services, I will not buy from a vendor who uses UPS. That's how bad I hate them. They're just the worst. I've had UPS. This is one thing I couldn't even imagine. During the pandemic, we had a package delivered at iHeart for me. It was discovered after days of sitting outside in the weather.
Like outside the building?
Yes.
It's an office building.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the doors are open. You can
during
walk
the
in.
pandemic, I'm not sure what happened.
Oh, I see.
But I wasn't there. Anyway, it was addressed to my home here.
Oh, wow.
Now think about this. How did it end up at iHeart? Somebody literally had to look at that and say, this must be Tom Martino on the radio or something, and go to iHeart. No, seriously, it was such a mystery to me. I could not believe it. There was nowhere to call about it or to find out why. But it was sent and just dropped at iHeart, and it was addressed to literally my home address. It's true. UPS has done so many blunders, but I gave up on them when the last time it was just not, they won't claim responsibility for anything. So this guy shipped some stuff, went to a UPS store, they helped them pack it. They shipped it. It was received damage. UPS says you should have never bought that coverage. You're only allowed $1,000 in coverage, yet they sold him $3,000 in coverage online. I mean, why would they do that? They take the premium. They love taking the premium, but they will not stand behind it. In fact, I was shocked when he said they're willing to pay $1,000.
I was too, Tom.
I've never heard them pay anything. In fact, he didn't get the money yet. Let's see if he actually gets the money. Also, DMV. If they make a mistake and they make you go and fix it, like get a VIN verification or something like that, you get charged for that, but they don't take responsibility. Deputy Bo is going to help somebody with that because it was miscoded, and she had to pay $25 to prove her VIN number and her car make, model, and year. It's called a VIN verification. If you ever buy a car from out of state and you do it privately, almost always you have to take with you to the DMV office. You have to take a VIN verification with you. You have to go and get it done. I had to get that done. When you buy something out of state and it's shipped to you, they make you get a VIN verification, and it's usually, $25, $50. Again, that's DMV. DMV is another department where you can't get anywhere with. Some of these, I don't know, organizations over the years have been so frustrating to deal with. It's becoming increasingly difficult to deal with airlines because you can't get a hold of anybody, or travel sites. The idea of phone support right now is dead. Nobody is doing phone support anymore. I mean, in order to talk to someone and say, here's what's going on, it is almost impossible to find good phone support. When you do, you feel like $1 million. Now, every once in a while, you can now credit cards still have good phone support. Mm-hmm. Thank goodness. They make you drill down a lot. They make you go online if you have to before you do anything with a phone call. But if you drill down enough, you can find a phone call. The problem is you have a phone tree, which tells you to go online or tells you to pick these options. You want to hear your balance. You want to dispute a charge. And then you just keep saying representative. That's all you do. Representative. Every answer, representative, representative. And finally, it kicks in and you go to a representative. But if I had to lament anything about our days of technology, it's that we have no phone support any longer. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. More right after this. Did you see this? There's an ad for ranch liquidation, 35 to 105 acre. But it doesn't seem like there's trees on any of them.
Oh, it's all like really shitty land. You see those ads all over the place. It's useless land in the middle of nowhere.
Rare, big acreage. Yeah. Right.
No water, no roads, no utilities, no nothing.
Are you still talking to that guy?
No, I intentionally am on a break from talking to him because we were so far apart in the price.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to let him just take some time until reality sets in, and then I'll gladly resume those discussions. I mean, he wanted 1.1 million, and I thought it should be 400 something.
Oh, Jesus!
And 2 miles down the road, there was a much larger property for sale for 460,000. So the comps are on my side. It's just a matter of when he wants to realize that he needs.
Oh, he may never.
Yeah, some people never do.
regen revolution, schedule a consultation. And when you do me a favor, tell them Mandy Connell sent you.
Head right up, America. Got equipment to sell or looking for something ready to work? At Purple Wave Auction, it's as easy as it gets. Easy to sell, easy to buy. Construction, ag, fleet, and government equipment. All no reserve, all online. Register for free.
It's home selling season. And what's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. That never happens with Orchard. Low ball offers can wear you down, causing you to settle for thousands less. You don't have to settle when you sell with an Orchard agent. Orchard reinvented the real estate industry by guaranteeing your home sale. Their local agents help you sell on market for top dollar. First, Orchard gives you cash up front to buy and move into your new home first. On your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then, once you're settled in, your Orchard agent helps you sell your home on market for top dollar. Here's what one customer said. I went under contract within 24 hours of my home listing, which was amazing. With Orchard, you never have to settle for less.
God, data centers are just the rage right now, talking about them.
With Orchard, curious how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
AI infrastructure could be the downfall or the slow or the limiting part of it.
Yeah, I totally believe that.
You stopped, not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you. But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate, and there's a treatment called aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Denver at 720-637-9567, 720-637-9567. That's 720-637-9567. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationdenver.com.
Colorado, it's time to take our recycling to the next level. That's why Recyclon Colorado is bringing you more curbside and drop-off service from peaks to prairies. Guidelines as clear as our skies, so you know what goes where. And the price? As free as gawking at bighorns on I-70. You deserve a recycling system you can count on, like your puffiest winter coat. And we're here to give it to you. Learn more at recyclon.org/Colorado.
In Colorado, your right to buy certain firearms now comes with expensive time and fees. Background checks, a sheriff's eligibility card, 12 hours in a classroom, all to buy the most commonly owned rifle in America. We think it's unconstitutional. We hate it as much as you do. But we're here to help you navigate the process. And we teach the class. Triple J Armory, Littleton and Colorado Springs, 720-716-4590.
It's Henry Brez with Excel Roofing. If your home was in a hail or windstorm, you should call Excel Roofing first. We'll let you know if you have damage and if you should file a claim. 303-761-6400. Excel is Martino's favorite roofer. Honest inspections, no cancellation fees. You don't pay a cent until you're content. 303-761-6400. ExcelRoofing.com.
We're on top of it.
Help your kid excel in math and love it at brilliant.org.
Hi, Tom Martino here. What is happening with you guys? Let's talk, okay? 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Did you know that Colorado ranks right up there with road rage? I mean, in fact, it's number 4 in the country. I find that hard to believe, but they have 94 out of 100. It's a score of 92 out of 100. What they do is they take all of the tickets and all of the aggressive driving reports and all of those penalties, And what they do is rate them per 100,000 drivers to come up with a score. And Colorado ranks 4th for road rage. And in fact, we're ahead of New Jersey, believe it or not.
Jeez.
Now, New York's not here, but that shouldn't surprise us. A lot of people don't drive anymore in New York. There's car services and taxis mostly
in the city.
Right. But Arkansas is number 1. That to me is amazing. Arkansas being number 1 for road rage. In fact, it's also number 1 for road rage involving guns. So maybe these are good old boys with pickup trucks and a rifle. I don't know. But it is the worst state for road rage, gun violence too, into the road rage. They're high on fatalities as well as a result of road rage. Anyway, New Mexico is 2nd. That's another one I would not expect. And number 3 is Louisiana, then Colorado, then New Jersey. Nevada is after Jersey, then Montana. Now,
how did Colorado get on this list?
And how does Montana get number 7 in the country for road rage per 100,000 people? I just don't get that. So Montana, Wisconsin, Hawaii, and North Carolina. Think about that. Now, think about this. Here are the least road rage, the least, okay? The least. Maine. This one I don't believe. The second best road rage. The second best road rage.
Kansas.
Second best. I mean,
in other words,
second lowest.
Not on the list of shame.
Right. California.
Wow.
Yeah. So Maine is right up there as great. California is next, Utah, Iowa. They're all very, very low scores for road rage. Ohio, Virginia, New Hampshire, Washington, Mississippi, and Kentucky. So road rage is alive and well, but those states don't have that much. And California, one of the second best state for lack of road rage. Now, I would have never guessed it ever. Just wouldn't. So if you are looking to move to a state for road rage, go ahead to get away from it. I don't care. Now, this is a text I got. Let me get to these texts. Somebody wants to know, they're getting a divorce and they want to know what happens to credit card debt. Okay, this gets a little complicated, so I can talk about it. We don't have to get an attorney on it, but here's the way it works. If you have a credit card in your name, you're responsible for it. 100%. Okay? If the judge says, you take this bill, you take this bill, you take that bill, divorce decrees have no bearing or power over the creditors. So even though a divorce court might assign a bill to you, if you're not a signer on the account, the worst that'll happen is you might get contempt of court from that judge, but the creditor the creditor will go after the original person responsible for it. Now, in the event of a death of a spouse, this isn't a divorce. You're responsible for your bills. She's responsible for her bills. He's responsible for his bills. And here's where it gets dicey. It's if it's joined, you're both responsible, but the creditor can go to the lowest hanging fruit. Remember, creditors don't have to follow divorce decrees. So the lowest hanging fruit would be someone who has money and someone easy to go after. You're probably the one that's going to get nabbed. Now, when it comes to death, that's a little different. If your spouse dies and has credit card bills and you inherit money from that spouse, inside the estate, not outside, inside. Outside the estate would be a payable on death certificate for a bank account or a beneficiary's deed for a house. But if there's anything in an estate where it's in her name, has to be transferred to you, you cannot transfer it without paying those bills if you know they exist. You have to make a good faith effort to see if your spouse has any bills in their name specifically that has to be paid before you benefit from their estate. That's not for things outside of the estate. Life insurance is outside the estate, and payable on death certificates. And as I said, beneficiaries' deeds. All of these are outside the estate. If they're inside, then you have to make a good faith effort to pay bills, even if you're not a signer on them. Now, in bankruptcies and estates and divorces, there is something called a necessities doctrine or a family doctrine. This is the most misunderstood doctrine there is, and it's very seldom used. However, it has been used in the past successfully. What that is, a necessities doctrine or a what they call a family doctrine, what it is it means that it was purchased by one party, but it benefited the family or it benefited the other person. Some credit card companies, if they're owed a lot of money, get aggressive during bankruptcies if one party declares a bankruptcy who is a signer on the account. And they trace what was purchased and sometimes goes after the other person who's not a signer if they benefited from the items. So that's called a family doctrine. And in a bankruptcy, that can mean a lot, because it could mean that even though your spouse was signed on it and your spouse is going bankrupt, they could possibly come after you for the benefit of what you got. You're not automatically responsible, but they can come after you under that doctrine. So there, on a divorce, again, remember, if you have bills assigned to your spouse and you're the signer on them, it's better to have them either take out a loan, a consolidation loan, or another credit card and transfer the debt rather than keep it in your name. Because after the divorce decree, it's very difficult to get contempt of court. And it's very easy for a spouse to get pissed off and say, I'm not paying that bill. And if they're not a signer, no creditor is going to go after them. I'm Tom Martino. Give us a call, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. You can also text us at 747-999-5280.
Now, Impact Traffic.
One issue on I-25 right now, and watch for this hazard. It's a crash on the left shoulder of southbound I-25 between University and Colorado Boulevard, but currently police blocking the left lane, so everybody moving over to the right, causing about a 5-minute delay. The rest of I-25 looking good. No other problem spots on I-25 as far as accidents go. 225 in good shape, as is I-70. I'm Chris McLaughlin with traffic.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement. Batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Hey, if you are looking to become a landlord, I want you to check out Vestera Turnkey. They help you find houses in promising markets with strong economies. They help you buy those homes. Then they help you rent them out with a management company and keep tabs on it. And really, basically, if there's a problem, they hold your hand through it, like replacements of things or whatever you have to do, or re-renting. They do it all through Vestera Turnkey and their affiliates with management companies and insurance and all of that. So if you want to be a landlord for 3 to 4 years and then either sell or trade into another home, contact Vestera at mybiggestruturn.com, mybiggestruturn.com. Sheridan Auto Tech. I love this place. I take my car there for major and minor maintenance and repairs, including electrical, and you save a ton of money from what you would pay at a dealer. I know, I took my new car there from the beginning. Now, obviously, if there's a warranty repair, you got to go to the dealer. But most of the time, Sheridan Auto Tech does all of the maintenance and repairs, including electrical, and they do used car inspections before you buy them. If you want dependable people, go to SheridanAutotech.com on Colfax, west of Wadsworth, a well-lit, secure facility, great at what they do, value-minded as well, and they treat you like family. 303-455-7242, 455-7242, SheridanAutotech.com. Doom, 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 boom. So I wanted to get to this one thing. I didn't get it yet. You had it. Uber and Lyft are monitoring your cell phone batteries. Do you think that
it's only about Uber?
Oh, okay. But is that true?
Well, I believe it. I mean, that's a pretty serious allegation to make in writing if there wasn't some evidence to back it up. I mean, that's not just some guy's fantasy. That article was pretty scary. I mean, that's a really dirty trick.
For 90 years, Velco Credit Union has proudly called Colorado home. That's thanks to all our members who have helped us grow alongside our beautiful state. To celebrate our anniversary, Velco is offering a special low fixed rate on a new home equity choice line advance. If you've been waiting to start a new home renovation project, now's the perfect time. Go to velco.org/90years to see full offer details. Equal housing opportunity lender. Membership eligibility required. All loans subject to approval. Velco, banking for everyone.
Texting calls, even recurring automated marketing text messages consent are required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less.
Oh, so you have both applications. Okay, that's great. That is super duper hooper scooper.
Right.
What is this? President Trump and First Lady make a special announcement? What is this about?
I don't know.
That's all it said. Okay, what is the special announcement? I'm getting an alert on that, but I don't know what it is. Let's see if CNN has it. Yeah. I have a feeling that it's going to be a brutal midterm.
Yeah.
And you're going to see a lot of communists in office and socialists.
I agree.
Or check him out at referrallist.com. The countdown to the new NFL season is on.
Oh. Melania Trump unveils new plan to help foster kids at White House event. Okay, maybe that's what it is. Who knows?
Yeah, go for it.
Join the conversation and stay locked in. Live local games with you all season long.
Download the iHeartRadio app.
Search NFL and press play.
It's the Dan Kaplan Show. Afternoons 4 to 6.
Hey, Wednesday, boy, I'm heading off to trial again, so you're going to have an all-star lineup starting with John Caldera, Ryan Schuling. That is my gift to you. Don't miss it, starting Wednesday at 4.
Hello, Tom Martino here with Deputy Doc and Deputy D. And speaking of economics, and marriages. Right now, listen to this, in 4 people believe prenups are a good idea. They don't say they're instituting them, but they say they want a prenup. So whatever that means, they think they're good and they want them. Prenups would separate things in a marriage so they don't become communal. Even though with a prenup, this is what's really important. Even with a prenup, in some states, community property states, when you have an increase in value, you have communal property in that increased amount. More than 1 in 4 Americans have a financial account, listen to this, that's secret from their spouse. Think about that. 1 in 4 secret accounts. 3 in 4 want a prenup. 1 in 4 think it is okay to have a secret account. In fact, they do have a secret account. And nearly 1 in 3 people believe that sharing a financial account is more problematic than not, and they insist on having separate accounts. That's how the marriage is shifting completely. Now, 72% of Americans have split up over finances, more so than over political disagreements. Although there are a growing number of people splitting up for political differences. I find that shocking. Political differences breaking up marriages. Don't you think you would marry someone with like beliefs to begin with? I would think so.
Well, yeah, if you're a rational, normal person, you would. But
and how do you get so far apart, or do you grow that way maybe?
Or maybe you just started out that way. Maybe you were attracted to each other for totally different reasons.
I have a feeling that maybe, in this case, they grow that way. And I think, like it or not, ever since 2016 with Trump and then his second term, we have had more and more people growing either toward him or away from him. He has been the entire reason for the season of political stuff. I'm telling you, it's for or against Trump. People have come down. By the way, people say that money skills, managing and making money, makes someone more attractive. And budgeting as a couple is 4 out of 5 Americans budget as a couple. I'm Tom Martino. Don't forget referrallist.com, where you can find dependable people. And don't forget to call 303-MARTINO for help.
See you, man. Follow Tom Martino. See ya. Real Tom Martino.